Taglines. 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 Taglines.
Okay. I got some. You ready? Don't look. Don't look.
Shit,
Never
sorry.
look. Don't look.
Fuck.
Amity Island had everything. Clear skies, gentle surf, warm water. People flocked there every summer. It was the perfect feeding ground.
God, so long, but you know what? That ending really brought it together. So
I was hoping you wouldn't. I was hoping you wouldn't interrupt because I'm like, yeah, this one is good because I can kind of read ahead a little bit as I'm speaking. So I was just like, oh yeah,
Yeah. No, the ending brought that one together.
Hell yeah.
That was good.
Okay. The nation's #1 best-selling novel is now the year's most terrifying movie.
The Exorcist by William Peter Blatty.
On 4th of July, fishing season will open on you.
That sounds weird.
Yeah, so we're going to get some bait. We're going to go out in the boat. Me, you, Jaws Jr.
I fucking hate that kid.
Honey, me and Jaws Jr. are going to take the boat out for a bit. Get some humies.
Honey, me and the orca baby that falls out of the orca and orca are going fishing. You haven't seen Orca? Huh?
No.
You need to.
If you forgot what terror was like, it's back.
Okay.
Is this a sequel?
That might have been for like a re-release.
Oh,
All I could think of was terror attacks when you said that.
If you forgot what terror is like, it's Terror Vision.
Whoa. Yeah.
See what you missed the first time after you closed your eyes.
See the insides of your eyelids again.
Your dad hovering above your bed. Oh,
You scared of Jaws?
hey, I know Jaws was scary tonight. I'll sleep with you. Dad. Okay, it's really dark. Buckle up.
I saw it. It's on the corner of my eye.
There is a creature alive today which has survived millions of years of evolution. Without change, without passion, without logic, it lives to kill. A mindless eating machine. It will attack and devour anything. Try to imagine meeting the devil with Jaws. I can't.
wow.
With white people.
Was that just the trailer line?
That is the trailer
I was like,
lines.
this sounds so familiar.
That's the entire trailer in a tagline.
Oof.
Try to imagine meeting the devil.
With Jaws.
Oh,
That's right. The devil doesn't have a lower jaw. He just has a gaping wound in his head.
Guys, it's me, the devil.
He looks like Twisty the Clown from American Horror Story.
If you could just denounce God and praise me, please.
Sick.
I'm the devil.
Devil.
When the beaches open this summer, you will be taken. I have a very specific set of skills.
I hate sharks. One time I saw a shark on the street and I wanted to follow him home and kill him.
I will find you, and I will eat you.
Oh, Liam Neeson as Quint.
Irish Jaws. Liam Neeson as Quint would be a pretty good cast.
We're gonna need a bigger boat.
See Men in Black. Please.
She was the first. Who will be next?
Okay. I saw that one already, so I was ready for it.
Do you like fish? Well, he likes you too. Ladies.
You like fish sticks? I almost choked on my water with that one.
If you want to survive fishing season, don't go in the water.
Is that the first
Is this
one?
piranhas?
Yeah, I know. I don't know why everyone keeps thinking I'm going to catch sharks while I'm fishing.
See it before you go swimming.
Okay.
All right. Yeah.
What about as I go swimming?
Like those people who watch it in that lake?
Yeah.
That shit looks fun, though.
Daddy, we're gonna go swimming and we're gonna watch Jaws. I'm supposed to do it before.
You have to wait 30 minutes before going in the water after watching Jaws.
Or you'll get eaten.
You'll never go in the water again.
There's our winner. That's the best one.
Yeah, because actually the iconic one is from Jaws 2.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's
The- just when you thought it was safe to go back in the water.
well, makes sense. Cause, yeah.
Yep. Jaws 2. Telling you, it's great.
Sucks.
3's better.
Well, with a budget of $8 million estimated, an opening weekend USA gross of $7 million on a limited release, a total USA gross of $260 million, and a cumulative worldwide gross of $470.6 million.
Is that adjusted for inflation?
That is directly on IMDb's
Okay,
fact page.
okay.
I do not adjust. I just go from what they give
say,
me.
okay.
If I did that at this point, we'd have to go in and adjust 150.
No, I know. I was just
movies.
wondering, since this is like the one that like is the fucking biggest. If it's adjusted, it's made like the most money ever.
Yeah, if it's adjusted, it's 7th place right now.
Oh,
Really?
fuck, that
Yeah.
sucks.
Yeah.
Hey, top 10.
Right? With side boob, 4 shark attacks, severed arms, waterlogged corpses, severed legs, 4 deaths in total, and 2 shark deaths, with an 8 on IMDb, an 87 Metacritic score, and a 97% fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. Man, who were those 3%ers?
Later on, you'll see.
It's 1975's Jaws. It's time for staff picks. Welcome to Bombs Away presents Staff Picks. This is where we take on a good movie here at Bombs Away. Normally we're throwing bad movies at you, but we're going to take on some good things. This month, it's our all-encompassing take on the Jaws saga.
Yeah.
Yeah, my name is Jonathan Young. Joining me inside the studio, as always, is
That other shark on the beach, Tyler Rowe.
that predator on the beach,
That lone shark.
the land shark, Candy Graham.
Oh, come on in.
And also joining us for the Jaws series, please welcome our production manager back. You know him from Nightmare on Elm Street staff picks. And before that, we did the Avengers Endgame. And then before that, Spider-Man 3,
Oh, yeah.
The good one.
Mr. Peyton Baber.
Hello.
Hi.
Oh, this reminds me, Spider-Man 3 was on the other night, and I watched like the last 10 minutes. It was like oh, yeah. It's all right.
It's a good movie.
It's
not
sure. It's fine. I mean, it's one of those things where it was like, you can't have a bad movie podcast and not do it eventually.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
It's way better than the Andrew Garfield ones. That's
I
for
like
sure.
Amazing Spider-Man 2.
I like them both, actually. I like him as Spider-Man.
He's a good one.
He's
Yeah.
a good Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Solid choice.
Yeah. I need to go see the new one.
Oh,
Yeah, you do.
Oh, you
Still
need to see
haven't
it.
seen it.
God damn.
It's so good.
Tomorrow's $5 movie day at the theater that we go to. So
see
I
it.
can afford to go see it now.
Okay.
Go see it. Then
All
we can
right.
talk about it
Oh.
because it's good.
Yeah, we can do like a mini episode that tags on to the end game.
It just makes it 6
We have to-
hours long.
we have
I
to
mean, we'll
redistribute
only
that.
probably talk about like, because you could actually talk about it for maybe 20 minutes tops and you're good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I heard it's basically standard superhero fare and then a bit of some like whoa.
Yeah.
They mix it up.
Yeah, sure.
Cool.
And it's really well done, and I'm excited for the future.
Anyway,
Hell yeah.
Jaws.
Yeah, Jaws.
Oh, Jaws cinematic universe.
the Jaws verse. Right? Yeah,
Jaws.
can't wait till they take the stones back in time to reverse Jaws killings.
damn.
I am inevitable. I am Jaws.
Jump, jump, jump.
Nom, 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 nom.
Don't make 4.
Oh man. So yeah, this one's gonna be rough for me because I don't have a lot that isn't just praise.
Yeah, there's some stuff to make fun of because it is a funny movie.
Yeah.
There's a lot to touch on that's funny. I was thinking though, let's talk really quick, since we always do, our gush about it. What is let's start with Peyton. What is your introduction and experience with this film?
Oh gosh, I think I was pretty young when I first saw this movie. Because it's like a family film. It's like Halloween, where we would watch it every year in the summertime, and we go to Santa Cruz every year.
Hell yeah.
Right?
That's the only place I've ever seen a great white in the wild is in Santa
Really?
Cruz. Yeah,
I've never
at the
seen
end of a
one.
pier. It was very scary.
Dang, I wish I saw one. Anyways, but yeah, so I've been with this movie for most of my life, and I just love it so much. It's classic. It's a great, solid shark movie, which you have them now, but they're like cheesy or campy or like.
It's a character movie with sharks.
Yeah.
It's not a shark movie, I'd say.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the shark is definitely like a secondary story happening in this, which makes it so strong, which is yeah.
No, it's a monster movie.
Yeah.
Is what it is.
But it's more about, terror of the town and everything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The dreaded sundown.
The town that dreaded sundown.
Because he's a night feeder.
Night shark. What about you, Jonathan?
This is one of those movies that like kind of exists in this weird storytelling realm for my parents, in which my mom can't quite seem to get which movie was their first date. Right?
I see.
It's either this or Halloween or Friday the 13th. I can't quite figure it. Like, I know it's not Friday the 13th because they were already married when that movie came out.
That was their first date, though. That's how dating worked back then.
Well, yeah. They were each other's first everything, and they didn't do anything until they put that ring on it.
Right.
So, but to me, I mean, this was 75. Maybe on a re-release, they
may have seen it.
They may have seen it as the first date. I don't know. I mean, they were married in 80, so
this is that prime time where like everything was getting re-released in the theaters again.
Because this was the first blockbuster. This was the first movie to ever gross over $100,000.
Dang.
Or 100 million.
I think 100 million.
Yeah, 100 million.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah.
Still.
It's insane. It was insane. It was a powerhouse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And again, we'll touch on it more, but like, this movie went on to gross so much money, and it was, I mean, everyone knows it's made by Steven Spielberg, but nobody knew who that was when this movie was being made. He had made,
didn't he make one
Duel
before?
He made Duel, which is about a dude on the road and a trucker who won't leave him alone.
Yeah.
And that's it, really. And then they took a shot on him, and
that trucker's horn just went, meh, meh. Meh, meh.
Listen, I got the idea for a movie, all right?
No, that's a funny story, actually, that when John Williams was writing the score, he called Spielberg in and to play him the theme. And he was like, all right, John, let's hear it. And it was like, right? He was like, all right, that's funny, John. So what's the real score?
Do you know the story about John Williams, that he's never seen a film that he's scored?
I heard that.
Like, he's never sat down and watched. When you score,
You mean after?
when you score a film, you do it live and you watch the film, but he's never sat down and watched a film that he's scored.
Like the final product.
The final product.
Oh, the final product.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's just like, whatever. I did it.
I mean,
I saw it.
I guess it makes sense. I was going to say, like, he's got to at least watch a rough cut to know, like, where the pacing is going to go.
But he's never seen a final product.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, he was the orchestra conductor for the Academy Awards, in which he was also nominated for this movie, and he ran out of the orchestra pit to accept the Academy Award for this film, and then had to run back off stage in order to play himself off to commercial.
That's wild.
Talk about like literally playing yourself off. So I got to go.
Yeah. That's insane.
Thanks.
He's still doing a speech as he can. And I would also like to thank.
They're playing me off.
God damn me.
For me, this movie, the first time I ever saw it was it was always playing at my dad's friend from work's house because my dad's friend Dan loves this movie. His bathroom is themed to Jaws. He had a Jaws cookie jar in his kitchen that if you opened it, it played the Jaws theme.
Sick.
And his children have never been to the ocean because they are terrified of Jaws.
It's a lot.
And they're older than me. They're like in almost 30. So, yeah, this movie was like every time we went to their house, Jaws was always on. And he hasn't been to the ocean either. And
Really?
Is he
always scared of the water too?
You say, Dan, why have you never been to the ocean? He says, Jaws is out there. That's what he always
Somewhere.
says.
To finish that, because I didn't really say what my background with
Yeah,
it
what the
was,
fuck?
just the parents.
Dickhead.
Well, because they would say, and they bought the movie, but I will tell you, my first true full sit down watch of it was that I had an 8th grade art teacher that believed that this was the masterpiece of our generation, right?
Interesting.
And believed that the messages that were in it and the way it was shot and everything was a work of art. And he was a visual art teacher, right? And but he was like, but I believe that every single person that is alive today should be watching this film, and pulled down the overhead projector screen and set up an actual projector and played it on VHS right there in the
Jesus
classroom.
Christ.
It was
Wow.
sick.
That's wild.
Yeah, I loved it.
I wish I had homework on Jaws.
I know, right?
It was no homework. It was just like sit down and enjoy it.
You didn't write an essay or anything?
And so like it was a whole week of that because we only had 45-minute classes.
Yeah, you had to watch it over and over. I had a film class in high school that was like that. It took us like we watched one class got to watch because each class watched a different movie. One class watched Gone with the Wind, and it took them like 2.5 weeks to watch
that's
it.
a 4-hour movie.
Yeah, it was just like
That's how it was for Schindler's List. We watched that one in high school.
I still haven't seen it because I don't want to cry.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude, you will cry. But I believe that's one I believe everybody needs to see.
I'll have to get it again.
Is Schindler's List pre Jurassic Park?
No, like within the same year time frame.
Right.
Like he did them back to back, and after Schindler, like
He never
I think
made
was
a good movie
contractually
again.
no. Well, he was contractually obligated to do Lost World.
He did make
And
Lost
I think
World, that's
after
right.
Lost World, he stopped for like a 3 to 4 year gap.
Yes.
Just to like because of the experience
It was
he
just
had
like-
on Schindler's List.
Yeah, it was also Boom Boom Boom. If you don't understand who him is that we're talking about, Steven Spielberg is who
Yeah,
we're
I got
talking
lost.
about right now. Yeah, yeah.
Liam Neeson?
He's back again. Yeah, Spielberg's career is insane, to say the least. To start off on this and then just be blockbuster after blockbuster after blockbuster.
E.T., Raiders of the Lost Ark, Temple of Doom.
Close Encounter. Oh, did you do Close Encounter?
Yes, Close Encounters was after this.
Raiders of the Lost Ark, Last Crusade. Yeah,
God damn it.
it's one of those things I've been thinking about a lot lately. Is just that like
Where did he go wrong?
well, yes, but also that, I do believe where did he go wrong, but also when you look at his filmography, Schindler's List is the outlier in the rest of the stuff that he's made.
Like
'Cause
sci-fi.
Everything else that he's made is like a big budget, like not dramatic film.
War
Saving Private
Horse.
No, I'm talking before
Before that.
before that. This is even up to Lost World, which is after. This is like everything else he made before that. Oh, we got Saving Private Ryan.
Yes.
Right.
But that was
That's a huge war.
that was all
blockbuster.
after. So you're saying Schindler's List was the first because I'm going to say no. Okay, Empire of the Sun,
Oh, that's right.
Color Purple.
Damn, that's right.
Yep.
Dang.
Those all came out before Schindler's List.
Yeah, man.
Interesting. So he
Here,
really did
I'll
pepper
give you-
through a bunch of
Yeah,
stuff.
I'll run you down something. So Duel, right?
Yeah.
Jaws 75, Close Encounters 77.
He made Jaws 75 before Jaws 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, it's like Airport 77. 1941, the World War II comedy.
Oh yeah, well it's comedy.
Right. Raiders in 81, E.T. in 82. He directed a segment in Twilight Zone, the movie.
Is that the one where the people died? I think it is.
I'm like, you probably haven't seen the movie then, because I feel like people die in every segment.
No, for the people died for real.
The
helicopter
airplane,
crash?
The helicopter crash.
I don't think that was his segment.
No.
No, was that not his segment?
I don't
Did he
think
do
so.
the plane one?
He maybe.
There's a
I love
thing.
that
No,
one.
the plane.
Temple of Doom, 84.
That sucks.
Okay.
His first dud.
Color Purple, 85.
That's right. He did make Color Purple.
Wow.
Empire of the Sun, 87.
Okay.
Last Crusade, 89. A movie called Always. Never seen that.
No.
Hook, 91.
Oof. His first misstep.
What?
Please, fool.
You know Hook
I
sucks.
love Hook
Hook
to
is
this
so
day.
good.
Yes, but it sucks and you know
Why
it.
does it suck?
It's just not a good movie. I just don't like it. It's kind of boring.
It's a good idea.
What?
It's just kind of like, whatever. Robin Williams is an asshole.
I think you need to revisit it, sir.
Yeah.
I did. I watched it like a few months ago.
Really?
Yeah, Carly wanted to watch it.
Revisit
Yeah.
it again.
Watch it again. The only good part is Bob Hoskins.
sick. No, Dustin Hoffman's rocking that role.
Okay, he's good at that, but the rest
Yeah.
of it is just like,
I don't like Jack, the kid. He's a
no,
dick.
it's just also like, oh yay, asshole workaholic dad again. Cool.
Yeah, I mean, that's the 90s.
I know. I don't know why that was.
Yeah. Jurassic Park, 93.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Schindler's List, 93.
Sad.
Okay. Lost World, 97. So he took off after Schindler's List. I was mistaken.
I would imagine
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
Wait, so how many year? What was the gap?
That was 93 to 97. So that was the 4-year
Wow,
gap.
4-year gap.
Also 97, Amistad. Never saw it.
No, I've never heard of that movie.
No?
No.
That's the slave ship.
Oh.
Yeah.
We need to do some Steven Spielberg filmography
I know.
watching.
98, Private Ryan.
All right.
It's okay.
It's a good one.
2000, Jaws deleted scenes. No. 2001, AI, artificial intelligence.
Oh.
Oof, the next big misstep.
Yeah.
Now this is when he starts getting unforgivable with his choices.
Yep.
Yeah.
2002, Minority Report. I like this movie a lot.
Minority Report is good, but another step in a it's like stepping out of like a pile of shit and then stepping into like wet dog pee grass. It's just like,
What?
it's still not good. Because he went
No.
from AI to this.
What's wrong with this movie?
It's not, no, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it's not like, it wasn't Steven
It was-
Spielberg caliber,
It was better than what AI, but
Yes.
not like
but not,
It's
Spielberg potential.
yes.
well, I think he suffers from the same thing I've talked to about before. Tim Burton syndrome is like
Yeah.
basically computers caught up with their imagination
Yeah.
instead of practical effects, and it really suffers.
Yeah.
All their ideas started spawning from what could we do with computers instead of what can we do with practical. And I think that's part of the reason why it suffers. But for me, Minority Report the problem with it is that it's kind of unwatchable after you know the twist. You can't watch it a second time.
Well, and that's the big problem. Any movie which the twist is so like
Not necessarily.
Integral.
You can watch Sixth Sense.
Sixth Sense
again.
is rough
Sixth
to watch
Sense.
after.
No, Sixth Sense is one of those movies where you watch it again so that you can figure out the clues that were dropped there the
Yeah,
whole
you're-
time.
No, yeah, I know that. But when a movie has a twist that's so just like, oh, now I don't need to watch it again.
I guess so.
Yeah.
2002 also was Catch Me If You Can.
Ooh.
I love this movie.
I do like that movie.
That's a fun
It's
one.
fun, but that's all it is fun. But that's okay. The movie can just be fun. I'm just
Yeah.
talking in terms of who Steven Spielberg is and how many movies he's made. It's wild when you start getting into his filmography of like, oh, he made that?
Yeah.
You're getting closer to the one where I'm like,
Yeah.
the big one.
The Terminal with Tom Hanks again.
Hate that movie.
Yeah.
When he's
kinda
stuck
pointless.
in the airport.
Well, because this is that realm of you're right. Was it him? It could have been anybody.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I thought that movie was made by Robert Zemeckis.
Yeah. Yeah, because they all use Tom Hanks.
Yes,
Yeah.
and Tom Hanks was also in Catch Me If You Can, wasn't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
I would get that one confused with Lost in Translation.
I do too, which it doesn't
With
have anything in
Bill
common. They just came out around the same time.
2005, War of the World.
That's why I
Yeah.
fucking hate Steven
I
Spielberg.
love. That's a good. I enjoy that movie.
Oh my
No
god,
way, man.
that movie
No
fucking
way.
sucks.
It may not be good, but I enjoy it still.
That movie's so bad that I
I mean,
forgot
that's
about
like
all the good
many of the
stuff he
movies
did.
we do here.
Exactly.
It's
like
so bad.
It's so rough.
I saw it in theaters.
I did too, and I loved it.
Oh.
I was terrified that night when I went home. I was like, "Those things are going to get me." little eye
There's
monster.
giant tripods.
What's that like sound that they made?
Yeah, when they would turn people into clothes.
Yeah.
2005 was also Munich, which I never
Munich.
saw.
Okay.
It's about a guy with one testicle.
Yeah. Eunuchs have no testicles.
I think.
No, Munich is a.
I know eunuchs have no
I
testicles.
thought they only have one.
No, they're castrated. Castrated. Castrated.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. 2008. Crystal Skull.
The best. I love Crystal Skull. This is where he
what?
starts
Why are you
redeeming
on
himself.
this show?
I agree with you only because half the movie is good. When you realize it's aliens, you're like, I'm gonna stop it right there. That's a great movie.
We
From
need to
then
do
on.
an episode on Crystal Skull.
Yes,
Yeah.
we do.
Where I can just talk about how much I love that fucking movie.
I love the movie.
Does that mean? Excuse me. Does that mean that we have to do a staff picks on Indiana Jones?
I think just
all
do
three of them?
staff picks.
We do a staff picks on
I knew
Indiana
you were going to do.
Jones,
Fuck you.
A bombs
Nope.
away on Temple of
No,
Doom.
we're not. Yes, then we're not doing shit.
And then a
I won't allow
Last
it.
Crusade.
I won't
staff
allow it.
picks.
And then the live movie, the live episode, the live one will be Crystal Skull.
Crystal Skull,
Yeah.
and I'll just gush about it, and someone will kick my ass in the parking lot.
Yeah.
I love Crystal Skull.
Okay, 2011, The Adventures of Tintin.
That was
That's
a
actually
good
a really good movie.
I've never
that was a
even
good
seen
movie.
it.
There's like a whole like one shot
Yes,
segment that was
yeah.
through the town. That was so good.
Also 2011, War Horse.
Now, Warhorse is when he really starts getting into his like Oscar chasing mode
Yeah.
of just like everything he's made after this, with the exception of what his last film that I guess he was producer or whatever is now he starts chasing Oscars
Yeah.
and slapping his name as a producer on stuff.
Okay. 2012, Lincoln.
Another
There it is.
Oscar shot.
Mhm. 2015, Bridge of Spies.
Another Oscar shot.
2016, The BFG.
Ooh.
Oh, that was
That was
that
the
terrible
Disney one.
giant one. Yeah.
The love of the
Big fucking giant.
Yeah, which that's what it. That,
big friendly giant.
big friendly giant. Yes.
That's not a kid's book.
You were gonna say that's what it means.
I was trying to
That's
think
the
of something
adult book.
else it could mean. Big fucking guy.
2017, The Post.
Another shot at an Oscar.
Okay.
That was that Meryl Streep,
That was
Tom
boring.
Hanks movie. That was
yeah,
boring
boring.
as fuck. Because they already did Spotlight, which was good.
2018, Ready Player One.
And that was when he was like,
What a-
Steven, what are you doing?
What a pile of shit. I hate this movie so much because I
thought it was
love the
alright.
book so much
Yeah.
that this movie betrayed everything.
It made me mad that the trailer put the Iron Giant in it. I was like, fuck you for dragging that
Freddy's
down.
in that movie.
So's Warhammer. There's a bunch of Warhammer shit in the background.
Yeah, nobody
Like
cares about
Overwatch.
I wish Weird Face Girl would love me.
Oh, and then
What's he working on now?
he's working on West Side Story.
Oh yeah, I'm ready for that one.
Why were you so
Bullshit.
excited
'Cause I just
for a
watched-
remake?
So I just watched the original like maybe 6
Peyton
months
just
ago.
loves synchronized snapping. God, I can't believe you like West Side Story.
I like West Side
I
Story.
can't wait till they turn one of the Puerto Ricans black.
And then everyone gets mad.
How
And
dare
no,
they?
but he's also working on Indiana Jones 5.
Yeah, with Harrison Ford
Which, no matter what, will be better than Temple of Doom.
and Skull.
No!
Half of Skull.
So Jaws,
Oh, we need to watch E.T., you and I. I need to see you cry.
No.
Anyway.
Wait, you've never seen E.T.?
no,
he
I've
cries
seen
in it.
every single
Oh,
time, man.
yeah, it's sad.
every single goddamn time.
When E.T. drowns in the
you're
bathtub.
right.
no,
he
that
starts
is not
crying.
when it happens.
Yeah.
That's not when it happens.
When E.T.'s dressed as a
Nope.
girl, Jonathan gets really uncomfortable.
Drew Barrymore's there.
Nope. Also not when it happens.
It's when they take off on the bikes and the music starts playing.
It's not, but I know it's coming.
And then you start crying.
Actually, it's where basically they pull up to the park and all the other boys have already met them on the bicycles and they're like, "Let's get out of here," and the music just ramps up. It's like ring, 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 ring.
You must have a hard time parking at Universal Studios because I never park on any level other than E.T. when I'm there.
Yeah, I can't deal with it.
You get out.
But I can already feel it as the boys are like running and they're doing the hills and everything and they're landing on the cop
that's
cars.
a good sequence.
I'm feeling it already. They take off and I'm like, there's that music. Give it another 5 minutes. I'm going to be in a fucking world of pain.
So, yes.
Yeah. I mean, it's literally, I'll be right here, like with the finger. And I'm just like,
So what I was saying for a second, I was like, oh fuck, I was wrong. He did make a bunch of good movies. But then as we went through his thing, I was like, oh wait, no, my thing still stands. Those movies are still outliers in his career. He has always been a blockbuster guy.
Yeah.
He's been a good Michael Bay.
yeah.
Basically, yeah.
From the get-go.
Yeah. Remember when Michael Bay tried to make something that was like a little bit more dramatized?
That one about
Pain and
Benghazi.
Gain.
13 hours.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Benghazi movie.
I forgot about that one.
Butter Emails, the movie.
Emails. Bwong.
Jim Halpert.
Quick, get the Allspark from the emails.
I think a comparable director now who is hot to trot would be like Christopher Nolan. Would be a very comparable director to the same
Blockbuster, think pieces.
Yeah.
but still blockbuster think
Yeah.
pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even like Schindler's
Spectacles.
List and Color Purple are still huge fucking movies.
Yeah. Plus you could compare, like, you would say that Hans Zimmer is the John Williams of now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah. Sure. I could go.
I mean,
for
I
all
do
that.
love Spielberg. Jurassic Park is like my all-time favorite movie ever of all time.
All-time favorite movie ever.
It's
Yes,
definitely.
I don't count it in my top 10s because I don't feel that it falls properly.
I don't feel like it's a top 10
No.
movie.
I mean,
but it's my all-time favorite movie.
It's like my number one movie of all time, but it's like from a semi-nostalgic standpoint and everything like that. And I lump it ahead of them, but then
Okay.
I have
It's like
other
a separate
10s.
category.
Yes, it's just like nothing will ever beat it, but there's other movies I love as
I
well.
guess that's how I feel about Fight Club. Sometimes I go, why is that my number one? I've put it there because of the same kind of category.
Yeah, exactly. It's my number like 0.1. Like it's just above them completely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it.
No, I think we all have that movie of like that
What's yours?
nostalgia. I think it would be between Jurassic Park and I think it would be Jurassic Park as well.
Fuck yeah.
Dude,
Damn.
that's like one of my first movies, and it made me want to become a paleontologist when I was
So
such a
bad.
kid. Right? I was like, I'm gonna go dig up some dinosaurs.
Dude, the 90s was dinosaur time.
Dude,
Well,
yeah.
I think I've told this to Jarrett on the show is that I remember McDonald's had a promotion for Jurassic Park, which if you bought like a value meal, right? It was like Big Mac, fries, and a drink. The fries looked like the gates of Jurassic Park, right?
Oh, shit.
And if you
Okay.
took that fry box to the theater when you saw the movie, you could just they would fill the fry box up with popcorn.
What?
Yeah.
That's barely
awesome.
any popcorn.
I know, but as a kid, I was like, this is the best fucking thing in the world. Yeah, and that's what we did.
Damn, Jurassic
Yeah.
Park's cool.
Yeah. Right.
Too bad they fucked up with Carnosaur, but that's okay.
Remember movie tie-ins like that? I feel
Yeah.
like the last time I saw like a major all-encompassing movie tie-in that they were like, fuck, maybe we spent too much was like episode 1.
Oh yeah,
Remember that? Like on every single Pepsi can, Mountain Dew, like it was each character you could
Yeah.
collect. There's
Yeah.
like 26
Honestly,
of them.
I think the reason why that went away so hard, I think wholeheartedly was due to Disney pulling its support of McDonald's after Super Size Me. After a huge company was like, yeah, we're not associating with unhealthy companies anymore. I think a lot of people stopped advertising on that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Now you only see Six Flags on your Coke cans.
Well,
They're like,
I do.
please come to our park.
The beach boardwalk.
I do recall episode 1 being the major one like that. And then I also recall the backlash of being like, look at all these action figures left on the shelf. Like, look at all this shit that
Yeah.
never got bought. Look at these Jar Jar Pez dispensers.
I love Jar Jar. Is that why you see so many Jar Jar Pez dispensers at antique stores?
Yeah. Yeah, because they're just fucking everywhere.
Oversaturated the market.
I'll never forget, I bought the collector's VHS of it. And the collector's one came with an actual 35 millimeter like frame cut from an actual working print.
Did you get a frame of Jar Jar?
No, man. I got that fucking pilot that pilots the silver ship that's like talking to Anakin like, and that's the flight stick. He's like, yeah, that's what it is. He's like, yeah, that's good. I was like, what the fuck is this?
I thought you were going to get the scene where Jar Jar looked at that big pile of shit.
Even that would have been better.
That would have been funny to
like
have.
the camel's asshole.
Yeah, and he's like,
me, it's a doo-doo.
we signed a big doo-doo now.
I would have been better with that than balding pilot. Very good, Anakin.
Oh, fuck.
That was awful.
I got a clipping of that assassin who doesn't do shit in the second movie.
Even that assassin's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. We're supposed to talk about Jaws.
Oh, yeah.
I was just thinking about that. Like, oh, this is a Jaws episode. It's like a Steven Spielberg episode.
All right. So Jaws opens. As every film does.
All right, thanks, guys. Have a good night. I mean, that music though, like it's just so iconic right from the start. Like,
yeah, it's
just a black screen and
it is such a it's insane that this movie came out 75. And one of my fondest memories of this score is from SpongeBob. An episode of SpongeBob where they're fishing on Mr. Krabs' boat, and there's a clam out there, a giant clam in the ocean, and he's trying to get away from it, and he's like, oh no, do you hear that? It's a G minor. And it's literally just like, boom, and then it's swimming up, and they open a thing, and there's an orchestra behind the boat, and it's playing it faster as it comes up and swims. I
would say probably like I would say that Jaws is probably the most referenced film of all time. Like in bits in.
I would say it's tied with Star Wars.
You think so?
Yeah. I would say it's tied with Star Wars.
Dude, I think just the notes alone. It's in Caddyshack.
Yeah,
like it's just the music alone. It's in Saturday Night Live. It's in Caddyshack. It's in so many 80s comedies.
I mean, Star Wars did get its own entire spoof movie.
Yeah, but that's different. I count that as one entry.
Yeah.
Like,
I agree. I think it's probably one of the most well-known things. Like I was saying about this SpongeBob thing, that was almost 30 years after this movie came out. This reference was made, and it's like. Yeah. Children didn't grow up with Jaws in the 90s.
I think every generation grows up with Jaws somehow.
I think so.
It's that music, man. And it's the studio tour. I fucking love that part of the studio tour.
I think in Florida there used to be a Jaws ride.
There used to be a Jaws ride, and it was Jungle Cruise, but with Jaws.
Basically,
and they shot him with a gun. The guy has a grenade launcher for some reason.
Yeah, he does.
And they tore it down for fucking Harry Potter
That's
world.
Right.
Well, it's captured in infamy in the end of Mallrats because he proposes to the girl on the Jaws ride.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I believe it is still in Japan.
Okay.
So.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It infamously that ride failed to work on day one.
Yes.
And then was shut down for like a year of the park's first opening.
Yep. They had to drain the entire thing.
Sounds familiar.
I know.
Well, we haven't even opened yet.
Talk about something that is like cursed when it comes to like a film, and anything that had to do with it is just Jaws. Like, imagine opening a ride where you're like, nah, this is a ride. It won't fuck up like the movie. And then it just fucks up worse than the movie.
Yeah. Cause still they were like, yeah, we didn't test it in water.
Like, oh shit.
Oh, it's a water ride?
Yeah, because infamously the mechanics on Bruce, the name that Spielberg gave this shark, named after his lawyer,
Bruce,
was tested in fresh water back at the studio where it was created, but never tested on salt water, and salt destroyed the mechanics.
Yeah. Fucking idiots. But then again, there we go again with this whole thing of like, this was kind of a crew of freshman filmmakers, and they were, again, wild that a studio like Universal, who was like at the top of their game at this point, still, I mean, they've always been at the top of their game, but like taking a chance on like a kid to make their huge budget movie based off of a best-selling book.
Well, because the first director that they picked went in to pitch his like first initial concept of it. And he was like, yeah. And then the whale comes out of the water and takes his boat. And they were like, we're not going to hire a guy who doesn't know the difference between a shark and a whale.
A whale shark?
He's like, all right, we open Gary, Indiana.
Kansas.
My movie is called Sand Shark, and someday someone will appreciate it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So, this opening of them, the guy and the girl going to go skinny dipping.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not drunk.
Yeah, and he falls asleep on the beach, cooked.
Yeah.
This scene is haunting when she's getting thrashed.
I forgot how
She
loud
actually
and
broke her ribs. There.
So that's actually
Is that like a myth?
A myth.
Really?
She actually is not screaming from in pain. They just didn't tell her when they were going to do it. And the screams that she's giving are genuine, like, oh shit, like really scared as she was being thrashed around, because they were pulling her in two different directions, and it just like scared the shit out of her.
from apparently the shore.
Yeah.
I'm like, where was this filmed?
Yeah, they like dropped a pulley in the water and like we're like yeah, wild shit.
Dang, I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
I always thought she broke her ribs or something.
No. She just she was actually just so scared that she like shit herself.
It's just a funny. It's an interesting scene because like they're eyeing each other up at the fire.
Yeah.
And he doesn't even know who she is, and she's like sitting alone with a bunch of trash, where everybody else is like in the fire circle. She's just sitting alone, and then she's just like, "Let's fuck."
Yeah.
And just runs, and he's like, "Oh, hold on."
This is interesting because this is the only really the only horny teenagers in this movie. It sets it up like it's going to be, which I mean, it predates those movies, but it sets it up later on when you watch it to be like, oh, this is going to be like a slasher. Like this is going to be like,
yeah, he's going to just eat kids all over the place.
yeah. And he's like, and it's going to be horny kids just like fucking and getting eaten. And it's not.
Yeah.
It's like a family drama.
Yeah. Rest in peace, dog. So yeah, she gets eaten, and it just, the movie keeps going. Like it sets it up perfectly. You're just like, I don't know. Cause at that point, I don't even think the trailers were selling that it was a shark.
I think they were.
You think so?
Yeah, well, the book was a bestseller,
Oh, that's
so people
right.
knew that it was about a shark.
Okay. But if you did go in blind, I think that's perfect. You didn't know what the hell just got her.
It was one of those Russian submarines.
Or it could have been like Blood Beach, where the sand sucks you down.
Could you imagine that alternate timeline where that's what Steven Spielberg gave us, was a movie about the sand killing you?
Hell yeah. Just when you thought it was safe to burn your feet on the sand.
Oh, fuck, that hurts.
Yeah. So now we're introduced to Chief Brody. He's the chief of police on Amity Island. Amity Island is an island off the coast of New York.
Yes, it's like a Nantucket type island.
Right. Which was actually Martha's Vineyard.
Yes.
For the filming of this.
Yes. Amity Island is a fake place.
Yes.
Does not exist.
No way.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
but holy shit, do I want to live there?
Right.
'Cause this movie makes me like, dude, I could live there.
so Amity, the way it looks exactly like Ocean City, Maryland, which I lived for like 3 years. At least the inner city portion, like the old town portion, before they kept building up
with
the
like
113 extra streets.
Those like Cape Cod type homes. That's awesome.
Yeah, like old siding like that, and a main street, and yeah, it's way cool with a boardwalk and everything. I didn't see a boardwalk in this movie.
No boardwalk in this movie.
But
But in the next one,
In 3.
yeah. So we're introduced to Chief Brody. He's new in town, it seems.
Yeah.
Right?
And nobody likes him. And I don't know. They don't set up really why right off the bat.
Because you're afraid of water, Chief. What the fuck are you doing here?
It's an island, dickhead. Yeah, that's right. He's on the ferry, right?
That's one of the times.
Oh yeah. That's where they established he's afraid of water.
Well, his wife says it at some point too, and like everybody's saying it. Like
they're like poking fun at him. Hey, you're afraid of water.
So he's making breakfast, and then he gets a phone call and saying you need to come down to the beach. And his like eldest son is like, look, I got caught by a vampire. Right? And he goes, like, I told you not to play on those goddamn swings, right?
Yeah.
And then leaves. And as he's leaving, the mom's like, let's go play on the swings.
Yeah.
Also, I didn't know what was up with their fence situation. Like it seemed like run down, like they just survived a hurricane.
That's just how it looks.
Yeah.
Are you talking like on the beach?
Their fencing was like taller than them, so they had to walk through it. Like there was a door,
Yeah.
but there was no real fence. It was just like 2 or 3 pieces of wood, and then just like a top bar that went all the way across.
Times are rough in rich, white, affluent Martha's Vineyard.
So Chief Brody interviews the kid who was drunk chasing after the girl last night, and then his deputy stumbles on onto the body of the girl.
Yeah, her like hand is sticking out of the sand.
But it doesn't quite make sense, okay? Because they find her body over top of a dune that also has a fence. How high was the tide last night?
Tide was high, but I'm holding on. I'm gonna be your number one. Do you like that song?
Okay.
Jaws song.
Jaws song.
Yeah, that is kind of weird that her body's. I would immediately have turned to the guy and like arrested him and be like, yeah, you killed her.
No, I swear the crabs took her in. They carried her body like me.
Claws. Just when you thought it was safe to go in the water or on the sand.
Paws. Cats. So we're introduced to the Weasley mayor with the anchor jacket.
God,
Best suit ever.
I love this guy.
And we're also introduced to a bunch of other people with powder blue jackets, because that's a 70s thing if I've ever seen one before.
Yeah.
He's like, we're about to go to prom.
If I love the mayor in this movie, but if there's one thing that this film series suffers from, it's putting the same villain in its movies each time. Because in 3, it's literally just the same guy. It's just a guy who's not willing to lose money because of a shark.
Sure.
But again, I'm talking about, Jurassic Park. It's like the proto John Hammond of like, no, you're not going to fuck this up for all these people who come here and like spend money.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really like his character. It's a good villain. I like when capitalism is the enemy.
Yeah.
And so I really love this shot. I was telling you yesterday, this is the shot where like basically the camera's on just a fixed position on this car boat.
Yes, the ferry.
The ferry boat, and they're having a full-on dialogue while the ferry just travels from one from the island or vice versa.
Yeah.
From one shore to the other. And it's something that's just visually captivating about something that should have been just a pointless piece of dialogue.
It's
but
an uninterrupted shot.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Which is, you think about how difficult that was if someone fucked the dialogue up
It's
and you would have to
choreography.
move the boat back.
Yep.
And reset the
Which
shot.
I'm sure happened at least once or twice.
Oh, I'd like to see that. All right, take the boat back.
Could you imagine if Kubrick was on this film and had to shoot it 150 times and it was like 3 days later they were stuck at sea in that boat?
Yeah. I mean, that's why the production went from 55 days to 159 days.
Jesus Christ. That is hell on earth.
Yeah. On average, out of an average 12-hour workday, they only filmed about 4 hours.
Fuck. That's just because it was just barred with so many problems.
Hurry up and wait.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
All day, every day.
God.
Shark's broken again.
Oh, shit, the shark fell in the ocean.
I mean, Richard Dreyfuss learned how to not overact because he had so much time. He learned how to be a good actor.
By the end of the movie, he's like, yeah, that was good. That was a good
All right,
take.
I'm ready for
Can we start it over? Yeah, right. Yeah. I'm ready to meet those aliens with the bong.
I can't wait till I make Krippendorf's Tribe.
I can't wait till I'm in another good movie. Gonna be a while.
I can't wait till I'm gay in Poseidon.
I was about to say, I'm ready to be in the Poseidon remake.
Fuck, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Shit, that movie sucks.
I love that
The
movie.
remake.
the remake.
Yeah.
The original is cool.
It's fun. It's a fun movie.
You're so
Just watch
funny.
the
It's a fun
original.
movie.
Oh,
The
man.
original's a little slow.
I don't watch bad movies.
Yeah. So, now the mayor has refused to close the beach, and we are normal, beach time. It's 4th of July. People are coming out in droves.
Not droves. Jesus Christ.
Like
they
a
are just
giant-
dropping people off.
Just a giant yacht. Like,
Boatloads.
bong.
It's literally the ferry to Ellis Island. It's just like, bring your tired and your downtrodden.
as if there's no other beach.
Yes, it is insane. The
Yeah.
sheer amount of people. However, I did ask a while ago when my Nana, who is from Rhode Island, had mentioned to me that her friend was in this movie, that this is what like those Nantucket Islands are like during the summer. This is like the actual sheer amount of people.
Why?
Like,
What is there else to do?
It's just it's a beach thing. And when no one else had money, going to the beach is like free.
I mean, that is true. That's what Ocean City was like. But at least in Ocean City, we had like bars and nightclubs and things to do aside from that.
But that's money. That's what I'm talking. It's like this shit was free. I mean, it was
Buy
like
a boat ticket,
you buy a
you're
boat
there.
ticket for the whole family, and you get out there and you go to the beach forever. And more than likely, you had family that lived on that island. And
Right.
you're gonna be there for the weekend.
Right.
So that's, dude, but it's like 6,000 people get off this boat and the island starts sinking because there's so many people on it.
It's all displaced on one side.
Yeah,
of the
it's like
island.
tipping.
All right, everybody go to the other side, please.
So there's a little boy, and he goes up to his mom, and he's like, I want to go back in the water. And she's like, no, you've had enough.
You just ate Doritos. You gotta wait.
And he's like, come on, just like, 10 more minutes. And she's like,
little
okay,
longer.
10 more minutes, right? And,
I fucking love
and
this
Jaws is
scene.
just like, I only need 2.
I love this scene because I saw this movie as a kid, and when you're little, you don't understand the repercussions of what you're seeing. So when I was older and I saw it, I was like, holy fuck, the first on-screen death in this movie is a child being ripped to shreds.
Second.
What? No, I'm saying like first on screen. The other one's like she's just thrashed around and you can't really see.
That's not on screen.
It's dark and you don't see. This is like there's
you
like,
see blood from her.
yes, but this is like blood is like shooting out of the water like a geyser.
I mean, yeah,
And
but
he's
I
like,
mean,
and all those kids are still playing, kind of.
But what's great about this entire scene, like leading up to it, right? Because there's a lot of there's so much misdirection.
Oh, all the tension building.
You got a fat guy. You got
in that ugly cap.
Yep, you got a dog, right?
Yeah.
You've got another girl,
Mhm.
right? You have all these people that they're like kind of they're lingering on shots for them, like establishing them for misdirection purposes.
Well,
right?
yeah.
Meanwhile, as that's happening, you got Chief Brody, who's now on the beach trying to like have a leisurely day, but he can't escape trying to watch the water at the same time.
Yeah.
And that's when the old man comes up and he's like, you don't go in the water, do you, Chief? Right?
Yeah.
And he says, nice hat, right? Nice hat, Harry, right?
Yeah.
I wish he would have been like, nice tits, Larry.
But he's sitting right in front of him, and I love this shot because they're really conveying to you visually, like, I don't fucking care what you're saying because he's out of focus. And the
Oh, that's the
background-
other guy.
Yes,
The guy with the mustache that comes up.
comes and talks to him.
Which seems like a weird shot. Like it's
But
kind
it's
of
totally
forced.
it's totally on purpose though.
yeah.
They're
Yeah.
showing you he's like, get the fuck out of my way.
Right.
Yeah, this scene, I know it doesn't lead to what I'm going to talk about, but this scene is wholeheartedly kind of why I'm pro jump scare.
I'm pro Jaws.
I love Jaws. There's a lot of good fish out there.
Good fish on both sides.
Because that's what jump scares do, is like build tension and then there's a release. And this movie this scene does that, is there's this like tension, build, misdirection, and then a real scare.
Then
And-
a real release.
And then, Brody's like, that kid getting eaten was hot. Jaws. The reason he doesn't want the shark at the beach is because he wants to fuck it.
Yeah. And so,
Yeah, he wants to fuck the
Yeah.
shark.
Sorry. Yeah. So, Jaws eats the kid on the raft, just straight up, just
like mauls
like
him.
his fins are flopping around.
Yeah, the kid's being thrashed, and I love this shot when Brody realizes what's happening. And it's the pullback. It's a technique of filming to make things look weird, where you zoom completely in on a subject from afar, and as you move in, you zoom back out.
It's forward tracking, zoom out.
Oh, it's zoom out. It's reverse of, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, what I said was right. Yeah, you zoom in,
right.
And as you're moving forward,
no, you zoom out.
Yeah, you zoom.
No, you push in, you zoom out.
So you're going closer?
You're getting closer.
You're going closer with the physical camera while the lens zooms out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You said zoom in.
You're zoomed in already, and you're pulling out. That's the effect of the background.
Well,
moving.
if not, you're going to get pregnant.
You're so dumb. But yes, that's what they do, and that's what leads to the background looking like it's like.
That's like the iconic.
It's actually
It's like crap. This is happening.
What's funny is a lot of people credit thinking that this is the first time they've seen it. It's just in reverse of what Vertigo does for Hitchcock.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
This is when I used to have incredibly bad anxiety, and I would get anxiety, like panic attacks. This is how I would always describe what having a panic attack felt like to people. I'd be like, you know, in Jaws when it like pulls back like that, and it's like,
which to me is the one of the biggest clues of evidence towards the fact that Spielberg directed Poltergeist for that hallway scene.
damn, you're really gonna get controversial in this
Am
Jaws
I wrong
review.
though? Like, look, there it is. But he did the opposite because he did the Vertigo shot to make the hallway look longer.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, there it is.
Damn, Toby Hooper, rest in peace. He can't even defend himself.
How can you defend Funhouse?
Fuck you. Did you watch it?
No, I haven't
you
yet.
bitch.
I just know it would get you.
So good.
Okay, so also to go back to Old Man Harry, his actual he is a direct reference for Bryan Singer. So Bryan Singer paid tribute to the fact that
the
Jaws. Yeah.
I was like,
He named his production company Bad Hat Larry Productions.
Yeah, that's in a
Or Bad Hat Harry.
really?
Yeah,
Yes.
there's it's an animated thing that says that's some bad hat, Harry.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. It's
Right.
What show was produced?
Stop touching kids, Harry.
Oh no.
You already made the joke.
No, I just asked if we were talking about the same Bryan Singer.
Yes.
I didn't know that was his production company. That's unfortunate.
Bad touch.
That's so Brody is like, oh fuck, a shark.
Yeah.
And chaos ensues on the beach.
People
Everyone's
are
running out.
screaming for $64 a day.
This is where my Nana's friend was in the background of the film, running away,
Right.
having a good time.
Yeah. So, and then is this also where Sean's playing in the water
No, that's-
in the lake?
That's
That's
portion.
the next.
That's when the shark
Beach
shows
scene.
back up. Later.
Oh, hey, it's me, you boy.
When they think there's a shark, but it's not. Yes, that's
When they've
those
caught
kids-
the first shark.
when they get Nightmare Beached.
Yeah. Okay, so now they're having a town hall meeting. And everybody just doesn't seem to be knowing what the hell is going on. Nobody seems to believe anybody. What?
I just love this scene because it's like Shaw's like, does everyone think I'm a creepy prick? I'm going to make sure everyone knows I'm a creepy prick. And proceeds to, as they're all arguing, run his fingers on the chalkboard.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's like, hey, it's me, the creepy fisherman.
Y'all know me. You know how creepy I am.
Anybody have a new hat? I kind of bent mine in a 45-degree angle.
Hey, you're that creepy fisherman. Yeah, it's me.
Yeah, it's me, a creepy fisherman.
Anyway, I can't do fuck all for you guys.
Yeah, y'all remember Bobby Boucher who take the football? Yeah, me too.
He's a cool as fuck character too.
Oh yeah, no, he's
just
super
so cool.
And Robert Shaw's awesome. Like apparently him on set was not.
Yeah, I heard he was a dickhead.
He's a douchebag that was always like, just to get a rise out of Richard Dreyfuss.
Yeah,
was
yeah.
always like being like, yeah, you're not man enough. You're not a real actor.
Dang, really?
Any tension in the scene of them on the boat
Is real.
between
Is it real?
yes,
It's
it's
very
real.
real.
They fucking
They hate
hate
That's why
each
it's
other.
so good.
Yes.
There was a time when he to Richard Dreyfuss was like, I bet you can't even do 10 push-ups. You add a weight for your age, right? And Richard Dreyfuss was like, I can do 20. And he was like, okay, let me get Roy Scheider here to because he was an ex-boxer to make sure you're doing official push-ups. Right? And Roy Scheider was like, there's very few men that can do 20 official push-ups, and you're not one of them, Richard.
Dang.
Or another time when he was like, you're not man enough. I dare you to dive off the mast from like up above on the Orca, right? And Spielberg had to step in and be like, as long as you're on my set, ain't nobody diving from nothing.
Yeah, dude, he fucking hated him.
Wow. Why did they ever say why?
Well, one, Shaw was a complete drunk. Basically,
Yes.
if there was a cut, there was a drink.
Yes, the scene where they're on the Orca later drinking, they are like
That's the
actually
second
drunk.
day of them trying to film
Yes.
it because he
Got fucked up.
destroyed the scene. Like they were like, you're unintelligible. He's almost unintelligible already.
Yeah, he's already hard to understand.
So when he's doing the whole, was it the Indianapolis?
That's the
monologue?
second day.
That's the
So
second day?
basically he called Spielberg that night, like completely like sobering up and was like, I'm so sorry. I'm so embarrassed. Like, just let me try it again. So the Indianapolis speech itself was filmed on the next day in between Bruce breaking down.
Yeah.
Where they were like,
Wow.
okay, like, and he did it in one take.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's so good.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a
And he
nightmare.
wrote most of that dialogue.
Yes.
Like beefed it up.
Yeah,
The story. The Indianapolis story.
Shaw?
yeah.
Really?
Yep.
the script was very loose on what happened,
Wow.
and he apparently knew it really well.
He'd read the book.
Yeah, he had read the book and like just went in the paint on it.
He didn't even want to do
Wow.
that movie. Like his wife and somebody else like begged him, being like, "Hey, you know what? The last time you did something amazing was like, From Russia with Love. You got to take a chance." Yeah.
Yeah,
He did Russia with. See, I was wondering, like, what's this guy in before?
Yeah.
He's a classically trained actor too, which is another problem why he fucking hated Dreyfuss, because he just felt that he was like a goofy hack.
Yeah, but looking at Dreyfuss, because we're about to get into Dreyfuss.
Yeah, I know, you already said-
motherfucker is overacting and chewing the scenery in this movie like crazy.
And I'll once we get to him, I'll talk about that.
Okay.
I think a little
So-
bit. But this is when Shaw.
This is Quint.
Yeah,
His
so
character name is Quint.
Quint is like, yeah, you got a shark problem. I'll help you.
He looks like this. Look at his chalkboard.
Yeah, you just draw like it has like a horn. Like, you guys seen that before?
That's what a shark looks like.
And everyone's like, oh! The shark lives in the chalkboard.
I drew him with a penis.
He's got a huge cock.
You got a shark cock problem.
But I love his proposal because I'm in the camp of the theory that he has no intentions of killing this shark. He's just being a dick because the amount of money he asks for is absurd for this small town to put up.
If it wasn't for we see the inside of his like house
Yes.
later,
Yeah.
I would think that he actually doesn't even know how.
Yeah, the inside of his house later is like a serial killer's home.
The shark serial killer.
Well, in that same scene where they're in the house, he's asking for like a color TV and everything. It's like all this fancy stuff.
Yeah,
Like, this guy is just trying to get some money.
he asked for $10,000, which is an absurd amount of money.
I think, and 5, whether he finds it or not.
Yes. Yeah. It's basically like, if I take my boat in the water, you're paying me $5,000.
I mean, it's already there. So, bony up.
Which part of me again thinks that they show it later in his house, all that shark stuff. I am of the camp and of the theory that he was going to go out there and just come back with a shark and be like, there's your shark.
Probably.
And
Yeah.
then take his money and leave. Like he never was going to help them. And that's why at the end of the film, he becomes a tragic hero because it's a full 180 on what he is.
I could see that.
Because he's a jaded asshole in the beginning.
What if he was like, come inside, right? And they came inside. He's like, I actually caught like 20.
They go in there and there's a huge pool and it's full of sharks. He's like, been releasing them. It's called supply and demand. These fucking idiots think I'm a drunk.
I'm just a con man.
Yeah.
I put one in that pool for Ace Ventura to find.
So yeah, he asked for 10,000. They're like, no. I mean, rightfully so. Like, who in their right mind? Just some random fisherman.
How about 100 for the shark drawing?
That's gonna cost you. I don't do commissions for free. So they're like, whatever, and he leaves. And this is when they basically initiate a open season on the town.
Yeah,
where the mayor is going to pay anyone who kills the shark.
but like $100.
Yeah, it's like, I think it's 500.
Well, no, that's right. It's 3,000 put up by the mother of the boy who died.
That's right. She's the one who puts the bounty on the shark. Dog the bounty hunter shows up.
This shark's no good to me dead.
Jango Fett's there and he dies. He falls in a water sarlacc and he just fucking gets eaten.
He just falls in the shark's mouth.
He's cool as fuck.
Harrison Ford just hits him and he falls inside of the shark's mouth.
And it's a terrible effect.
And it's like victims of the almighty Jaws. We hope that your death is an honorable one.
And Bosk is there for some reason. But yeah, they go out and there's people hunt, and now my mind is messed up because of that deleted scene you showed. Because I'm like, wait, that's not in the movie. There's a deleted scene that Jonathan showed us of just like Mad Max on the water of people fighting these sharks.
It's just a bunch of like
Waterworld extras.
Yeah, the people that Amityville. Amity, the people that Amity doesn't want on the island.
Yeah, it's just these like, I mean, they do show them a bit. It's just like this rough crowd of anyone with a boat.
It's like if the Asgardians went out on a boat.
Yes, but there's a guy throwing dynamite in the water trying to kill the shark.
And they're chumming the water. Which, if you didn't know what chumming is, it's like you put fish guts and blood into a bucket and you dump it out into a trail in the water.
A few years ago, probably about 3 or 4 years ago, I went to Key West on vacation, and we went on a shark boat tour.
Ooh.
Dude, that shit.
And then you posed in front of that thing that says Southernmost Point.
I didn't, because there was a huge line for it. Yeah, it's dumb as fuck.
Don't be a basic bitch.
No, we went out there, and they take you out into like the shallows, because the water's super shallow at Key West forever until it's not, basically. And
that's usually how that works.
No, but I'm talking.
It's like a cliff.
No, I'm talking. Right. It's like 10 feet deep, and then it's like forever to the bottom.
Oh, like The Abyss.
Yes.
Yeah. That's a good movie.
Yeah.
That's a really damn good movie.
Yeah. Damn
Cameron.
I hate you, James Cameron. You want to make me love you so bad.
Yeah, right.
You want to hate fuck your movies.
I'm making real D.
But they chum the water, and like dude, all of these tiger sharks just fucking show up, like 10 of them, and they hang off the edge of the boat. A fish head, and these things.
Oh, in your story, I was like, I don't remember this in Jaws.
No, in Key West, in Key West, and the sharks jump out of the water like 5 feet and like snap on this thing, and there was a noise I kept hearing, and I didn't know what it was, and it was their jaws shutting. It's straight up just like a. It is insane.
Fun fact: a great white can have 1.8 tons of pressure on their jaws.
Yeah, dude.
Wow.
That's
the Shark Week.
That is almost enough to take your leg clean off.
Almost? Yeah.
Yeah, no, sharks are scary as fuck, is basically what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And this is the type of shark that they actually kill.
Well, speaking of, as that's all happening, like Brody is just obsessively like trying to get like research on the shark. He's like reading a book.
It's literally the story of Ahab.
Yeah. And then his wife comes up behind him and like scares him and he's like, oh fuck. I thought you were shark. I thought you were Jaws. Oh god, I thought you were Jaws.
She's like, I am. And she takes her skin suit off and she just flops there and starts like flipping around on the ground.
The revenge.
So as this is happening, there's been a curfew put in place and nobody's allowed to be in the water.
I just like the thought of like a curfew has been put in because Jaws is roaming the streets at night. Nobody's allowed out of their houses after 9 p.m. because Jaws might shiv you.
Just when you thought it was safe to go on the streets again.
It's Mac the Knife.
Oh, the shark bait.
Thank you for getting my reference.
Now that shark is back in town.
It's Jabberjaw out there.
See?
Yeah, this movie, I know that the movie does set up the fact, and I always do defend this, that this town wholeheartedly depends on this income.
Sure.
That is all it does.
Mm-hmm. That's why the mayor is trying his best not to close the beach.
But it does really, and the people who say what they say about this movie do hold slight validity of like, just don't go in the fucking water. Like, it's simple.
What do you mean? It's the only thing we have on this island when we came here.
You have a beach to lay on.
We're poor. We need the water.
Kids gotta drink the salt water.
Do you think I'm gonna go back and you think I'm gonna erect an above ground pool? Bullshit. It's 1975.
Go to a different fucking beach.
Where am I gonna pee?
That's why Jaws is so mad.
Yeah, he's like, get out of the water. You're peeing all over.
That kid was pissing in the water. That's why he got eaten.
First victim.
Oh, dude.
So I don't pee in the water.
I do all the time.
Me too.
All right.
It helps you get acclimated to how cold the ocean is out here.
Ah, it's warm again.
You're from the Atlantic. Like, Atlantic is... Oh, wait, no, you're North Atlantic, so it's a little cold up there.
Yeah, it's still cold.
Nah, dude, we need to go to Santa Cruz.
Santa Cruz is freezing. Like
Why do
50
we
degrees.
need to do that then?
Santa
We need to
Cruz is
take
awesome.
a dip in it. It's
No.
like 55 degrees.
I don't fuck with the ocean. I told you that.
I've never heard
It's
this.
not because of Jaws. I almost drowned. Yeah.
Oh, and there's legit waves there.
Oh, yeah, big waves.
We don't
Yeah,
have
I don't
waves
mess
like
with
we
it.
have waves
Yeah,
here.
I don't mess with it.
I'll carry you.
What
Yeah.
the fuck?
We'll carry you.
That was so genuine. Like the bodyguard.
Yeah. What's wrong? He's afraid of the ocean.
You're crying.
Yeah, man. I almost like I got washed up the shore like vomiting seawater. Like got pulled by the undertow.
Fuck.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a real problem up in Santa Cruz too. So
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
And
Santa Cruz has a wicked
I don't go in
undertow.
They
past my
close the
waist
beach
anymore
at-
ever.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Dude, I go to the point where I can't see underneath me anymore, and then I'll try and dive down as far as I can.
Dang.
Also, I'm just not physically in shape, so I'm always afraid that I'm just gonna get tired out
To be
there.
honest, you get out there and you get past where the waves are breaking, and you're like, oh, fuck.
I've been to that point many times. I'm like,
Nothing to hold on to.
Yeah, and you're just kind of like, oh shit, and you gotta like lay on your stomach or on your back and get hella sunburnt in order to get some energy back.
That was me. There was a summer camp I used to go to, and there was a lake, right? And at the far out in the lake, about 20 feet out, right, there is like a PVC pole that sticks out of the water, about 10 feet out of the water, right? And it's a marker to say like this is how much level that the lake is at.
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah.
And it would say 20 right at the water level, right? And that was the thing. Like kids, you all went out there to try to like
swim to the bottom.
swim to the pole.
Oh.
And then the entire game, the whole rest of the day at the lake was like, can somebody climb the top of this PVC pole and sit on the top, right? But then you realized how fucking tired you were after like 2 hours of doing this, and then there's like 15 kids trying their hardest to just hold the pole or hold it to somebody before we all just sunk to the bottom, exhausted.
Lakes are hard to swim in because you don't have the buoyancy of the salt water.
Yeah.
So like you get out.
That
there
was
and you're like,
that was rough too.
Fuck.
That's how it was for me. Even in the lake in Vegas, like by the dam, there's that like rock lake.
Yeah. I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
you don't lay on that beach.
No, we're gonna go swim in there.
Okay. Great.
Yeah, water's scary.
Yeah.
My
I don't
mom-
mess with it.
Whenever we go to Santa Cruz, my mom would say, "Don't be the furthest one out. That way, if there's a shark, they'll get the furthest person out, and you can just swim back as they're dying."
Sharks like to feed closer to the shore, though.
That's right.
So you'll
They
be
say in this
safe.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Well, but also like I've always there's that like that's where all the food is. It's like, well, of course they're gonna eat 10 feet off the ocean.
Yeah.
That's where everybody is. That's
Yeah,
like-
dude, I'd go in there. If I was a shark, I'd eat the shit out of
Yeah.
people.
Imagine like an orca coming up like they beach themselves.
fucking
the
eating
sharks did that.
Eating a toddler. Oh.
Nom nom nom.
Another thing to say that you don't have a PC, so you can't do it. But when I was looking to find these movies on a illegal website, one of the things that was on there to download was the Jaws video game, and I was
yeah?
so-
Jaws Unleashed?
Yes, and I was like, I gotta play it. Not
you?
the Atari one.
Yeah, that's the one I played.
Did you?
I'm going to.
Okay.
Because my friends, the guys who love
What's it, just
Jaws,
eat people?
Yeah, it's like a feeding frenzy game. You just go around and knock people out of their boats and eat them.
Hell yeah.
That's so
Yeah.
cool.
Speaking of, that's what happens right now.
Yes.
That's the part we're at.
Yes.
So two guys try to basically hook a piece of meat. My wife's pot roast.
She's gonna be pissed.
Right? And he's like, well, when we catch them, she can buy a whole bunch of pot roasts. Like, God, pot roasts are a hot commodity.
We're gonna be eating pot roast forever.
And they throw it onto a big hook and throw that at the bottom of the lake and attach the other end of the chain
The ocean.
to... Yeah, thank you. I was still in lake mode.
Shark.
Yeah. That's what happens in 3.
Lake Flaccid.
That's Lake World.
Lake World.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they attach the other end of the chain to the end of a pier.
Yes. Oh yeah. This is so fucking dumb.
Yeah. Because one, I'm like, yeah, that just sunk to the bottom.
Yeah.
I don't think
Well, they
Jaws
have a
is a bottom
tire.
feeder.
Oh, they have a tire on
Oh,
it.
that's right. It
tire.
floats. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yes. But
And-
it rips the dock out from underneath.
Yeah, and rips one guy
Into the
with
water.
the dock.
Yes.
Right. And then proceeds to do a full 180 because I guess Jaws is attached to it
Yes.
and starts speeding towards him. And then I guess Jaws just broke free.
Yeah.
He's just like, meh,
Yeah, he's like, fuck.
I got the pot roast.
Yum, 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 yum.
So, but it is scary because like all you're seeing is a dock floating towards the dude.
Yeah.
Right. And you're like, okay, shit, the dock is catching up with him and that chain was hella long. So that shark's got to be right on him.
Yeah.
Right. And then it like the dock just floats on.
Wait, if pot roast is all that they need, all they need to do is every summer have a Wicker Man-esque sacrifice where they throw a pot roast in the ocean to appease Jaws.
Thanks for the crock pot.
Why is it burned?
I didn't ask for any carrots. I don't like carrots.
That's the best part of the pot roast.
I don't give a shit about my eyesight.
Give me the onions.
My eyes are glossed over. They're doll's eyes. I told you. I don't care about carrots.
But they do kill a shark, and they're saying, this is our shark. This is Jaws.
They don't. Those
no,
people
these
don't.
other people do.
Right.
It's on the dock.
Well, that hasn't happened yet. Yeah.
Wait, what?
That hasn't happened yet.
Fuck, what happens next?
Yeah. Richard Dreyfuss shows up first.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right?
He's a fucking nerd.
Yeah. He straight up shows up to examine the first girl's body.
Yes.
Right. And he is chewing through this scene, just being like, and it was the Dilophosaurus giganticus.
Yeah.
And you're just like, Jesus Christ. And then he's sitting there. He's like, did anybody call the Coast Guard? You didn't call the Coast Guard? My God, you didn't call the Coast Guard. This is not an ordinary bite.
You didn't call the Coast Guard for one fucking shark in its own home?
Yeah.
The shark was just standing its ground.
It's just such a weird thing that everybody is like, oh my God, like a shark in these waters? I'm like, yeah, it's just fucking water.
It's just the ocean.
Yeah. Like, I don't understand why everybody's so shocked.
Dude, people are dumb as shit. A few years ago in San Jose, people were hiking and a mountain lion came out and grabbed their toddler by the head and proceeded to walk in the bushes with it.
Well, it's just like everybody being shocked that the alligator got a child at Disney World.
I mean, yeah, it says don't go in the water, but it's like, dude, this is its home. Like, you can't, like, Oh, fuck. I went in the ocean. I saw a fish. Fuck that. Call the Coast Guard.
Then Disney just hired Quint and to get those at Gators.
We need to make that parody. Y'all know me.
Him in the castle.
There's a picture of a gator.
It's the shark still.
Ever tell you about the USS pontoon boat?
I'm gonna need an annual passport.
And 3 comp tickets.
I'm gonna need to eat at Club 33.
I don't quite need Star Wars Land now.
I'm gonna need my own room at the Grand Floridian.
If you could get me one at the Animal Kingdom, I like hunting there too.
He's like shooting the animals from his room.
Look at him foraging.
They come in, housekeeping comes in his room. He's like, I drew a giraffe. It's like the shark again.
He just singing, show me the way to go home. People like pounding on the walls. Shut the fuck up.
I need access to the mini bar. Yeah, so
Good thing you can drink while you walk around Disney Springs. Because I'm drunk already.
I love Rainforest Cafe.
That's where he finds the gator.
Yeah.
Right up front, I found it.
So yeah, Richard Dreyfuss is just being annoying as fuck.
Yeah.
There's only one likable character in this movie.
It's the chief.
It's the chief.
Yeah, I love him.
That's it.
Yeah.
He's the only person that's not a dickhead.
Right.
I actually kind of really liked Richard Dreyfuss after this movie. Like I saw this movie, I was like, dude, this guy's awesome.
He gets cool at the end.
He does.
He does.
It's just these opening scenes. Like it's this scene and there's another one where he is. It's almost as if it's like day one on shooting Jaws.
We at the billboard.
The billboard.
It's like vandalized. The mayor's like,
Yeah,
You gotta
that's
catch
another
these.
one. And then another one is I think when he opens up the shark. Like they're all like just over at like he is spewing dialogue with fancy words and he is like so over the top about it.
My theory of that is that we're already more than halfway through this movie and we really have only established who Brody is.
Right.
And I think getting to this point is like we're getting to the end of this movie.
Sure.
We need to wrap up who these characters are as quick as possible.
Yeah. Okay.
That's why Shaw is such a caricature of who he is, of Quinn.
He's actually a caricature of the dude who like in the production, like the production was gearing up to go out on the water and there was a guy in the like boat dock next to them who was just like, you guys are going out on the water? You're fucked. Right? And was like, I can show you the way. I can show you how to do this safely. And literally Quint was based off of this dude.
Yeah. And see, that's what I'm saying is like they just.
And then he got no credit.
Yeah, of course. That's how it works, right? But what I'm saying is like there's not enough time to establish who they are. So they have to go hard to establish who they are quick because otherwise like it would be all lost.
Sure.
If he didn't spew who he is, like right in that scene, chewing up the scenery, you'd basically be like, well, who the fuck is this guy?
It's just, I mean, it's like in your face.
It is in your face. But that's who his character is.
Sure.
'Cause
Which he's an oceanographer.
Yeah, he's a know-it-all
Yeah.
college guy.
And he says he's rich in it too.
Oh, yeah.
Because so like there's that.
Sure. So they do catch a shark
Yes.
with a bunch, like, I guess a bunch of Native Americans caught him because it's just full of arrows.
Yeah. It's actually Burt Reynolds from Deliverance. He just shot him. I know you're trying to think of a squeal like a pig joke in your head.
No, I
can see
wasn't.
it.
I'm trying to think of who the actual person was that Leonardo DiCaprio like played in that bear attack movie.
The Revenant?
Yeah.
Glass?
Robert Glass.
Yeah. Which let his friend just have a bunch of like needles like put in his body. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Then they lit him on fire.
Hell yeah. So they catch a shark and Richard Dreyfuss sees the shark and is just like, that's not your shark.
Yeah.
Right off the bat.
Bite size is too small.
Bite size is too small and it's just not the right size. And then
it's a Mako. The Mako isn't known for this kind of like feeding stuff.
And they
like
cut
that.
it open.
Mako's not a rogue, I think is another thing he said. The shark that we're looking for is
It's
a
a tiger
rogue.
shark.
Is it?
Yeah,
Like-
it's a tiger
What
shark.
kind of shark is it?
Oh, tiger.
It's a
That's
tiger
right.
shark.
Mako sharks are in Hawaii, but it's okay.
That's fine. Yeah.
But yeah, they God, know your sharks, idiot.
God damn it.
We're gonna go to the aquarium. It's okay.
Sure.
I'll teach you about
Hell
sharks.
yeah.
Over in Monterey Bay.
Oh fuck yes.
Anyway, for the rest of the country.
The two people from NorCal.
Yeah. No, so they get the shark.
We have a shout out to New York and Maryland. Okay.
They have sharks there.
Right? This is the one that New York's going to listen to the most.
And they're gonna be like, we love Jaws.
How dare you guys?
They cut the shark open and its belly comes out, and apparently it drank a lot of milk because like that's what dumps out of it is like
That's
white liquid.
You're combining two different scenes again.
Is that two different sharks?
Yes, this is just the shark hung up.
Oh, that's right.
Well,
I'm
you
getting
skipped a little bit more.
Yes,
but
I skipped ahead. But
Yes. So at this point, they meet the mayor, and today he's wearing like an awning for a jacket.
He's wearing a shark costume.
And he's like, this is not your shark. And he's like, we need to cut him open. And he's like, I'm not about to have the little boy spill onto the pier for the press.
Which I
right?
mean is the
I'm like,
first
fair.
rational thing
Way
that
fair.
this mayor has said this entire. That'd be funny as fuck
Right.
for a scene.
Yeah. And then this is where the boy's mom just shows around.
Oh, that's right.
Wearing
Right.
a veil. I'm like, did she just come from the funeral and was like, I got some face slapping to do?
She's like, listen, we have to bury this shark in the casket. We don't have a body.
We're not allowed to open him up, so we're just going to have to bury him with the shark.
Listen, everyone's waiting for the open shark funeral, so can you guys please hurry up?
So, like an open casket.
Yes, they cut the
Okay.
shark open, his body's in there like,
He's already wearing a suit.
no one ever said the shark was mean. At least he dressed him. So yeah, she slaps the shit out of Brody.
Which apparently took like over 17 takes to do.
damn.
I think she just enjoyed it. It's like, I need to do another one.
Yeah.
And,
be sure.
and it didn't look real without her doing it for real.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, and you know what? He was an ex-boxer, so he probably took it too well.
Yeah.
And then they were probably like, oh, fuck, we gotta
But
do
then
it again.
also that actress, people are fucking weird, dude. Like this actress over the course of her life after this, two really funny things to me is that like people would walk up to her, recognize her, and then ask her to slap them in the face.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Kinda weird
People are fucking
fetish.
weird. Fans are weird, dude. Like,
I want to be Chief Brody. Can you slap me?
hey, Jake Gyllenhaal, you fuck me in the ass? Oh, wait, that's normal.
Hey, little guy from Howard the Duck.
You leave him alone. And then the other weird but very interesting thing is that she went into a restaurant at one point and saw the name of the character of the boy, the little boy, was named a sandwich, right?
What?
And she like asked to see the owner, just being like, is this a coincidence? Because I think it was in Martha's Vineyard or something,
Yeah.
right? And was like, hey, like, this sandwich like is named after the character of like the boy who I'm the mother. I played the mother, and he goes, I'm the boy. I own this
Oh my
restaurant.
God.
Yeah.
I thought she was going to be like, that's fucked up.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
No, it was the boy. His name is something Voorhees. Don't do it.
Oh, shit.
way.
No way.
yeah.
Kill her, mommy.
She comes out
Kill
for
the shark,
Jaws.
mommy. Kill the shark. I will, Jason. I will, Jason. You weren't watching him. You were fucking shark.
Shark's like, no.
No, it wasn't me.
There was only one shark. Everyone knows.
Grabs a machete.
Damn. That's cool.
Way interesting stuff.
Did she eat the sandwich?
No, Jaws did.
She ate him.
Hey, what are you doing? No!
She unhinged her jaw like at the end of the mask when he eats the bomb. And she just like shoves him in there.
So now at this point, Richard, who is Hooper,
Hooper,
right?
Toby Hooper.
Yeah. He and Brody, they open up the shark.
Which the shark is really strong because it's been drinking a lot of milk because that's what comes out of it.
You just had to revisit the joke like we didn't hear it the first time.
Yeah, but also it's really weird what comes out of it is like white liquid.
Yeah. And it's probably the digestive fluid.
Yeah, and a license plate.
Yep.
And a beer
From Louisiana.
Yeah, from Louisiana, and a beer can. Yeah.
And
Shotgun.
half of a fish and a whole fish.
And a little girl. And they're like, this isn't our shark.
God damn it.
They just shove the body in the water like, we don't want to fuck with that right now.
I don't want to do any more paperwork.
Fuck.
So he's like, we should go out because we also got a report that there's a boat
We
out
should
in the
go out
water.
because you're so hot.
They're like, there's a boat on the water and we should check it out. So they go out to find this boat. And this is the iconic body through the hole under the water.
And I just
Ben
heard how
Gardner's
this was
boat.
shot.
Go.
So it was they filmed it in the water, in the ocean, like they did, and it took so many takes and it never looked right at all. So
During the day.
during the day.
That's right.
Because they couldn't film in the underwater at night in the ocean because that's terrifying. So
Yeah, that's where Jaws is.
yeah, exactly. Real Jaws gonna show up and be like, "What the fuck you say about me?"
Yo, who's this fake fucking Jaws?
He's fucking it. No,
What if I plow?
so he's the budget for this film was already insane at this point and was basically tapped.
Yeah.
So Steven Spielberg put up thousands of his own money, him and the editor of this movie, who won the Oscar for editing for either this movie or another Steven Spielberg movie that she did. But
No, she didn't do anything for him for a long time because a lot of the critics gave her more credit than him on this film.
Yeah.
And he was like, I need to prove myself without her then.
Well, rightfully so. She does an amazing job. This scene it shows that. So he put all of his money forward and they built the boat and in a pool and shot it in a pool until they could get it right. And then they finally got it right. But it cost him like upwards of like $5,000 of his own money to shoot this scene himself in a pool. And then it is like the standout scene in this movie. This like jump scare is amazing.
This jump scare was inserted after the first screening, the first test screening.
Yes, because they said it was not scary enough. They said that it didn't have a big moment to scare people.
Spielberg has gone on record of saying that he loved the, you know, we're going to need a bigger boat, like shark pop out moment,
Yeah.
and how that scared they were. That he was like, he basically got addicted to how they felt and
Yeah,
got
and he wanted
scared,
to
and
go
he was
back.
like, I want to do another one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. Everyone was okay. They were like, it's fine.
But then learned that once you do a jump scare, the audience gets acclimated to it and is expecting more later.
Yep.
And so they never reacted to the shark popping out
it blew,
the way they did the first time.
It blew it at the end. Yeah,
Wow.
which was kind of like,
Because that jump scare was scarier.
yeah.
Which it is. My mom always used to be like, yeah, I would hold your father and just get so scared every time. Apparently they watched it a couple times, like in the theater.
I like how the dude's eyes like bugging out.
like
It was,
with a crab.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just imagine if this was Jaws 3, he would float out of the screen.
And the crab would grab you. Claws.
Yeah, this scene's amazing.
And they would hold on that shot for way too long.
Yeah, and you could see all the like the artifacting around it. And it
Yeah.
floats around. And Dennis Quaid is there. It's great. And Leah Thompson.
Hell yeah.
Ugh, that was really creepy.
Oh, sorry.
A little too
I
aggressive.
love her so much.
I heard the duck. Yeah, this is just a masterful scene, and it did fuck up the ending jump scare.
Sure.
But yeah, so Richard Dreyfuss comes out of the water and is like, ah!
I found not Jaws.
Not Jaws.
But he did find a gigantic shark's tooth, but then dropped it to
Yes.
the bottom of the ocean.
Yes.
So they tried to go to the mayor and be like, look, we found a boat. It's got giant jaw marks in it. I found a tooth. This guy is huge, and that's not your shark. And we cut him open, and he's just like, no tooth, no evidence. The beach is staying open, right?
Yes. This is the beach scene where everyone's at the beach, right? And nobody is in the water.
Right.
I love this scene because it just shows how big of an asshole the mayor is, because he gets his own fucking, or no, he gets a person that he knows in town to
But his children are there too,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
he admits it later.
he's like, get in the fucking water, basically.
Yeah.
And they're like, they all like slink in and they're all just like patting on the water, like, and then everyone runs in the water.
Yay, now the water's making money.
Yeah! Little do they know I've set a toll booth on the shore. They're stuck out there.
Oh no! And now bring in Jaws. Quick, get your money.
I don't have any quarters. We're gonna have to go in the other lane. There's your East Coast humor for
exact
you.
change only, bitch.
Just chuck it. If you miss, it's okay.
So now they're in the water and they see another shark fin.
Yes.
And they're like, oh shit, everybody out. And I love this because there's a fat guy that pushes like two kids off a raft and then takes the raft for himself.
yes.
And
there's a dude that gets trampled.
Yep.
And then it's just some two fucking kids.
Which look just like Brody's kids.
I thought they were Brody's kids
Yeah.
too.
Last night I was like, I didn't know that they were. Oh, they're not his kids.
That would have
Yeah.
been sick.
That would have been hella funny. He would have shot them. Meanwhile, because Brody's smart, he told his kids, you are not allowed to play in the ocean, but you guys can go play in that gross water that's on the side of the beach. Did you have those in like Maryland beaches,
The
East Coast
pond?
beaches? The pond where like the stagnant ass,
In
like,
Santa Cruz.
yeah, in Santa Cruz, that's where all the kids played. And it was like water mixed from a river to the ocean, which
Yeah,
is
it was
disgusting.
gross. We'd
It's
never
called
go there.
brackish water, and it's just gross. And that's where all the
I mean,
little
we have
kids-
that everywhere, but
No,
like,
I'm just saying,
it
have you-
wasn't like go play in the
Oh no, dude! At the
mosquito-infested
boardwalk,
water.
everyone was over there.
Yeah, that's weird.
But he's having them play over there. And who the fuck shows up? But Jaws.
It's your boy Jaws.
It's me, your boy.
Mind if I play through? Yeah. So,
He bites that guy's leg off.
yeah, Jaws
Oh,
bites a
fuck,
man's
that's right.
leg off.
Yeah.
Little turkey leg comes floating to the bottom.
Yeah.
And Michael is injured.
Yes. In the chaos.
Yeah, of this attack. And then basically at this point, the mayor's like, anything you want to go take care of this. Just you take care of it. The beaches are closed until further notice. And I feel like an asshole. My son was out there and I'm sorry about your son. And, to basically just take care of it.
Yeah.
And so he does. Brody puts together a crew with Quint and Richard Dreyfuss, Hooper. Yeah.
Fun, whimsical music.
And yeah. And we're day one at sea,
Yes.
right? And
And loading up the I like the scene where they're loading up the boat and Quinn's just ripping off like everyone's like, come on, Chief, don't forget your rubbers and all that. And just digging to Hooper like, what is this?
I'm going to fuck you on this boat.
It's like, we kind of some sort of half-assed astronaut.
look at this Jew over here.
Oh, no.
He was calling Richard Dreyfuss slurs like that.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
He's a terrible person.
And I was admiring him last night when we were watching it. I was like, man, this guy's
No, he
so
gives a
awesome.
masterful performance, but he is a piece of shit.
Yeah. So they go out and day one is full of like fighting each other. They're trying to chum the water.
Yeah.
They
learning knots.
learning bowlines.
That's how I remember the how we do when we do bowlines on the job.
Oh yeah.
You don't even remember how to do a bowline, do you?
I have to do it. I do like the motion I remember, but like if I were to repeat it, I wouldn't.
Yeah. They're out there. They're like, we gotta tie this hamper in. We
got these A-frames.
Might lose it at sea. Can't lose an asset in the ocean. How will we get it?
It might fly off and hit a car.
Work humor.
Yeah. So, they see Jaws finally.
This is when he's chumming
like,
the yeah. This is when he's chumming the water. This is that big scare that was just not as scary anymore.
Right.
Yeah. But this is a great shot still because it's over the shoulder and you're not really expecting it if you've never seen this. But when it shows,
because Brody's just like, you fucking chum the water, you son of a bitch.
Yeah. And I just. This is one of the reasons why he's such a good character is he's so endearing and so smart. After this is where we're going to need a bigger boat line comes from. And it was up until this recent viewing that I watched this that I realized like, oh, he's not being like, oh, like we're going to need a bigger boat. No, he's genuinely being like, that is a huge fucking shark and we're in trouble if we stay out here. Because he tells Quint that we need to call the Coast Guard. Mm-hmm. He's like, you need to radio them because we are in trouble.
And Quint's greedy.
Yeah, and he's like, no, fuck them.
Yeah.
Well, I think Quint is more prideful.
Yeah, I think it's a pride thing.
He's like, no, I can do this myself.
He's like, I have to kill those sharks because they killed my friends. I mean, that's basically what he says.
Yeah, I guess so.
So the shark goes away, and then it leads into the night.
Are you saying that's why he catches all the sharks that he catches?
I think so.
Because of the Indianapolis.
Oh, yeah, he's just like, fuck those guys. They killed my friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, they, it's nighttime.
Well, first, they happen to get a harpoon into Jaws.
With this is insane.
Attached to, like, very buoyant barrels.
And it just sinks it.
Yeah, it takes it with it. Basically underwater.
Yeah.
And so they're like, okay, and he goes away for a while. Then nighttime falls, and they're getting a little drunk. They're getting a little rowdy.
The first time it was for real. As we said before, this scene was a fucking nightmare to film.
But what a great scene that it came out to be.
Yes.
So first they're comparing scars with each other. Quint and Hooper are just comparing scars like it's Lethal Weapon 3.
Yeah, and then right
before they book.
Damn. And then what's his name? Why did I just Brody's like, I got my appendix taken out.
Yeah. which was a real scar.
Yeah, it was a real appendix removal scar.
Oh,
and
right.
yeah.
And then Quint's like, you know what? Fuck all your scars. Here's the biggest scar of all.
My psyche.
Yeah. And he tells the story of the USS Indianapolis, which is based on a true story.
Yes, which really happened.
Yes.
In which the Indianapolis was on a secret mission to basically escort the bomb that would drop on Hiroshima.
Yes.
They dropped the bomb, and then on their way returning home, a Japanese submarine torpedoed their ship, and the ship went down in under 6 minutes.
It was quick as fuck.
Yeah.
That people didn't even have time to react, basically.
Right. So everybody was in the water. And those who did not drown were then in their life jackets. And for the preceding week,
6 days.
Yeah. Because they weren't even due to be in port for 6 days. And because it was a secret mission, they didn't have to report in. And so nobody knew or cared about their whereabouts. In those preceding 6 days, sharks came a-calling.
And just ate
thousands of sharks.
Fuck out of them.
Yep. And what's interesting about this is that there's actually more to it. The real story is that the sharks got a bunch, but a lot of people wound up dying from either drinking seawater, because they're thirsty, right, or drinking seawater, going mad, and literally killing people beside them.
Yep,
like for meat or whatever.
Yep.
And those who didn't die that way died by the hands of the shark or from heat exhaustion. Or
also, floating at sea will make you go insane. The constant motion of like being in a life jacket just like fucks your mind up. So they were bad. But this is what's crazy to me about the Indiana story, the true story, is that the types of sharks that attacked them are the types of shark that we saw that they killed earlier, like tiger sharks, and they're not big sharks in compared to other sharks.
Just picking at people.
That is terrifying. There was an Animal Planet like Discovery Channel during Shark Week thing about the Indiana, and it showed Indianapolis, yes. It showed people being pulled underwater by sharks, but the way that it really went was like a shark coming up and just like biting your fucking lower half off, and then you just sitting there like and just like dying slowly after that,
bleeding out.
Insane.
Yeah.
And this was at night every single time too, because sharks are night feeders. So like this story that he's telling is terrifying in the context of the movie, but then when you read into it, it is even scarier because it's like, holy shit, these people got fucked up.
Sharks.
With
like a doll's eyes.
But in the when they were sitting there, they're sitting in the oil as well, and it like sort of like erode their skin.
Yep.
And so when they went to go like pick up their friends or something, their skin would slide off.
Yep. It was really fucked up.
That's so gross.
I'd be like, just leave me for the sharks.
Scariest moment, I was waiting for my turn to be picked up
by a shark. A shark boat pulled up. I told him keep driving.
And dials shark's eyes down and they glaze over.
Why are you Boomhauer? Boomhauer the fisherman.
I don't know.
Dango. But yes, they're having a good time. They're drinking. And
they sing.
And they sing
this
whale
fucking song.
Show me the way to go home. Oh, wow, I'm tired and I want to go to bed.
Which was improv'd slightly. It was kind of like I heard Shaw was egging them on to sing, and it went on longer than it was supposed to.
Right.
It wasn't what Spielberg wanted.
Because Jaws is like, shut the fuck up, I'm trying to sleep.
He's underneath the boat like, God damn it.
God, I was just trying to get a really nice rest in before I fucked your shit up tomorrow, but I'm going to do it now.
Yeah, he's like, fuck this singing.
And then he just uses his nose like a torpedo. He's like, fuck this song.
And he's like, the Japanese are back. They're torpedoing us again.
What's up? It's me, Doll Eyes.
Yeah, it starts breaking the ship.
Yeah. But then I guess just is like, all right, you guys keep it down. I'm going to go sleep again. Because it just stops.
Yeah. No, he's like, whatever, fuck you guys. I'm just going to sink your boat slowly. I heard that story. I know what you're scared of. Just swim away.
I'm coming tomorrow.
I know how to kill him now.
Right.
So here's the shark looks enormous when they show it in this movie, right?
Yeah.
How big do they say it is in the movie?
25.
Which is hilarious, right? Because they say it's double the size of a shark that you would normally find, right? Great white sharks grow to be like 21 feet. So I just looked it up because I was like, wait, that's not right.
It's almost as if like nobody's ever seen a great white before.
Ever.
It's like the Meg of this movie.
Yeah. It's Martha's Vineyard. There's tons of great whites there.
Shut up, Meg.
Yeah, so it's also like the people writing it have never heard of a great white shark either. And we're like, yeah. 25 feet's huge, right?
That's Peter Benchley for you.
Yeah. I mean,
who literally has gone on record of saying, like, if I had known the actual, like, feeding habits and lifestyle of a shark, I never would have wrote the book.
Yeah, because he's probably like, I look fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Well, he basically villainized sharks for the rest of eternity.
Forever.
Basically.
Oh, okay. Are you ready? I'm going to reveal it.
Oh, the shark.
If you're saying villainizing, yeah.
This is rough. I hate this.
So, following the release of the film, a short hysteria overtook some members of the public, resulted in numerous incidences across the country. In one, a beach in Southern California was cleared by lifeguards due to sharks in the water, which turned out to be dolphins. And in a sadder incident in Florida, an immature pygmy sperm whale that beached itself was beaten to death by bystanders who mistook it for a shark. You're like, beat that that bitch's ass.
Get that Jaws.
Florida man beats the shit out of whale. Fuck that Jaws. He's on land now.
We saw what you did to Shaw. Pop, pop, pop.
Fuck you. Taking our girls like Chrissy.
Do you know what's the saddest part too? Is sperm whales live in like the deepest depths of the ocean. So it's like, wow, land. Pop, pop, pop.
Not in my town, Jaws.
Oh no. It sucks. I can't go back. Someday I'll get legs and I'll fuck you guys up.
Go back to your country, Jaws.
Oh no.
This is Florida. We don't tolerate your kind here, Jaws. Great white? I don't think so. We're the greatest whites.
Damn.
Oh man.
Fuck. But yes, this led to
You're welcome.
this led to hysteria that led to a lot of sharks being killed for no fucking
That's so
reason.
stupid.
And forever now, it's led to
Oh, and shark
Week?
hunting went on the rise too.
Yes, yes. And it led to a huge spike in people being terrified of sharks for no reason, which led to more shark attacks.
No reason. I mean, it's terrifying.
Shark
Yes,
attacks
but
are so rare, though.
The rarest
Still.
thing. You're more likely to be struck by lightning, I think, than a shark attack. or
Also
something?
scary
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're not going after lightning.
because you can't track it.
Please, please give to my Kickstarter for my new film, Clap, where I go after. It's about a group of people who hunt down a lightning storm and beat it up.
It's me, Bill Paxton. I'm gonna ride the lightning.
Fuck, that is basically the plot to Twister.
I'm sorry that your mom was killed by a clap of lightning back in the day. That's a rarity. It's about as rare as a shark.
This tornado wants revenge. Why'd they get rid of my ride at Universal?
Twister 4, The Revenge.
Is there any Twister sequels?
No.
There is. Isn't there Twister 2?
No, there's not.
Twister 2, this time it's more of them.
This time it's personal.
Twister 2, Oklahoma.
Twister 2, Right Hand Blue.
Fuck you.
You loved it.
It took me a second. I thought you were just rhyming.
I finally feel like the funniest one here today.
Don't worry.
What a rarity.
It'll fade.
Yeah. Right now.
It's like being attacked by a shark. It's incredibly rare.
And it's gone. It's you again.
Is there 6 Twister sequels?
Are you actually looking that up?
Yeah, it's saying that Twister 2, the sequel to
Electric
the 19
Boogaloo.
No, it was released in September 2018.
Oh, fuck.
Okay.
Uh-oh, new movie.
More cows.
Oh, shit.
But kind of unrelated, the first movie that popped up on Twister 2 when I typed it in was Atomic Twister.
Okay.
It came out in 2002.
Oh, fuck.
Plus all 6 Sharknadoes.
Wait, fuck. That's just Jaws and Twister had a baby.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Whoa. Damn.
Hell yeah. Can't wait to do that one.
So, yeah, the shark kind of fucked the boat up. They wake up in the morning and it's go time.
It is go time. So, I mean, there's not much very funny about what occurs now. Now it's just badass.
This is when the movie finally goes into straight horror.
Yeah.
It's done fucking around.
So they like put 2 more barrels into Jaws, 3 altogether, and he's still like barreling, no pun intended, like through the water with 3 attached to his back.
And I think they did this on Mythbusters and tried to see.
Yeah, I'll read that at the end. I have the whole thing of Mythbusters on this.
Mythbusters killing all the fun.
Yeah,
No,
right?
dickheads.
But they happen to grab the ropes that are like between Jaws and the barrels and attach them to the cleats of the boat.
Yes.
And Jaws is pulling the boat.
Yeah, and it starts pulling it down underwater.
And the boat is in full speed ahead, like forward, and it's still is no match for the boat.
This shark is fucking roided out. This is a strong shark. The juice is loose.
You think you're catching me? I'm catching you.
Oh, man, that guy that ate his leg is full of roids.
It has like biceps now. It's got like arms. It proceeds to throw itself onto the boat.
Not before, and this is why they can't call for help, is Quint gets just insane and smashes the radio.
Right.
Takes a baseball bat. You think he's going to like beat Brody, who's about to call for help.
It's because he has space insanity, like in Armageddon.
Wee! Slim Pickens.
Yeah, he goes fucking nuts.
Yes. Also...
that's right. He doesn't die a hero. He dies an asshole.
This is also a part where I'm like, do sharks roar?
Does it roar?
It literally comes up beside the boat and is like,
doesn't Hooper go in the cage first before?
Yes.
Boat. That's
it's not. It hasn't happened yet.
Oh, because he jumps up and then comes back down.
Yeah.
So like he's pulling the boat.
Quint dies.
He's pulling the boat, and then the cleats break free.
Right.
And Jaws is just on the loose again, and they're literally at full speed chasing him.
Yeah.
And Quint, through his obsession, destroys the engine.
Yes, that's right. There's a lot that happen. That's right.
Right.
And then Quint finally is just like, all right, nerdy dude, what do you got? Yeah. And that's where he's like, let me go underwater with like enough cc's of tranquilizer on this spear that like maybe we can just kill him that way.
Yeah.
Like, because we won't be able to pierce it through his skin, but maybe I can jab it in his mouth.
So, fun fact. Do you know who is in this cage?
Steven Spielberg.
No.
Okay.
Dick motherfucking Warlock from Halloween is the stunt double in the cage.
You mean like Michael Myers?
Yes.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes, it's Dick Warlock in this cage.
Also, what
for
a
these
name.
I know.
Dang.
I know. He married a woman named Pussy Wizard. So
Pussy witch.
Fuck. But yes, it's Dick Warlock in this. And God, that guy is a wild name.
You win.
No, but he's actually in the cage, and the footage that they have of the shark thrashing on top of the cage was real footage that they filmed of a shark getting caught in the cabling of a cage, and it destroyed the cage and dropped it to the
random
ocean
shark
floor.
that wasn't supposed to be there.
Yeah, it was a random
Was
shark.
it a great white? It looked like a great white.
No, it was footage that they filmed elsewhere of sharks in
I don't know, but every single time that they use a piece of footage of a real shark, I'm like, God, it's blatantly obvious. Like, it's not the same shark.
Yeah.
Because, you made the Bruce animatronics so goddamn big.
Yeah, it's like beefy.
Yeah, there's no way. Yeah, it's like overly like, my big head. Yeah.
Yeah. So that shark got caught in the cabling on it. And basically they were just like, when they were filming, it was like fucking the boat up. And they were like, cut the cabling. And they cut the cabling and were like, fuck the cage and just let it go. And then the shark was just like, all right, bye. And just like swam away.
See you later.
Yeah.
I'll call my friend Jaws.
It always didn't make sense to me because that shark looks like he's struggling on the surface.
And then there's no surface
And then there's
struggling. No.
As they're pulling up the cage, like, oh, look, it's calm water. We got to pull this cage up. And like,
Also, when you go cage diving, the top of the cage only submerges like 5 feet.
Yeah.
So I don't know what they're like hoisting up from the bottom of the ocean. They pull him up and he's got the bends. He's on the bed like.
So Hooper is attacked in the cage by Jaws.
Yeah, Dick Warlock is.
Yeah.
immediately drops his spear.
Drops the spear and escapes from the cage and decides to hide in a coral reef.
That's right. Yes.
To the end of the movie.
Yeah.
And so now Jaws is just like, fuck this. I'm tired of you singing.
I'm a land shark now.
And is just like belly flop.
Yeah, and he lands hard. And this is the first scene where you're like, yeah, this shark looks fake as fuck. He lands on the boat, knocks Quint to his back,
Right.
and he's like holding onto the doorway of the boat, and is like, ah!
Terrifying on the big screen.
Oh,
Something about it is just still so damn.
It's scary.
It's
Yeah.
terrifying.
I saw this in theaters a couple years ago when they did like
The Fathom events?
yeah, like a Fathom events thing. Yeah, and I was like, it's scary. He's genuinely terrified.
Yeah.
I would say all shit aside, him giving shit on the thing, he gives a fucking great performance this entire movie. Probably the best in the movie.
He's amazing. I was admiring him so much last night. I was like,
And he's an asshole.
yeah.
But yes, he's like literally just like Shark Jaws like, all right, get in my mouth. And he just like slides in there and starts getting chewed up.
Yep.
And then that's a blood curdling scream.
Yeah. So good.
Gurgle.
Goodbye,
Spits up
Quint.
his blood.
Yeah. And now the boat is almost completely submerged. Jaws attacks Brody through the side of it and winds up getting a oxygen tank in
Its mouth.
in its mouth. Yes, thank you. And at this point, it like circles for another go.
Yes. And this is when Brody is just like, I know what'll stop it. A gun.
The only thing that stops a bad shark with a gun is a good guy with a gun.
Jaws 6 with a gun this time.
Jaws 6, Second Amendment.
Nobody's gonna take my gun.
Grab my gun from my cold, bloody gills.
He starts shooting at the shark, like almost randomly. And after watching this scene again,
Is there a scene, I keep wanting to say there is, but it might be a different movie where like, did his wife say that he's not that good of a shot?
I think so. Earlier in the movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, am I crazy? Did that actually, and does that make this even more important?
Yeah, and also I think one of the reasons that he becomes the police chief at this island was because he was
I shot a kid.
No, I think I think it's insinuated from what she said that you're not a good shot, that something happened at a different police department, and that's why he's here now. He's been transferred.
Okay.
So it's a redemption story for him too, of like trying to save people that he couldn't before.
Sure.
So yeah, he's shooting at it, and then it's just like, I don't know. After watching it again, I was like, oh, he didn't even think about that. He's just shooting at the shark.
You think so? No.
I think
no.
You think he
It's set up.
knows?
It's
Because
set
it's
up.
kind of like a little bit of like, bow, bow.
Well, which is why he says, smile, you son of a bitch, because
the best.
it's in his mouth.
Yeah.
Yes.
He wants him to smile so he can
He
fire
throws
at
it in the mouth knowing it'll blow up eventually.
Dude, he blows the fuck out of that shark. Jesus Christ. It is an insane explosion.
Yeah.
Meat everywhere.
And then Hooper is just like, oh shit. It definitely just blew up a shark. Let me go back up to the surface.
He dies in the shockwave underwater.
And then Hooper comes up to the surface and they are face to face, and I'm like, make out.
Kiss.
Yeah, they are close.
Yeah, they really are. And then they make a comment about like, what does he say? How many miles is it back to shore or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they start kicking.
Yeah. And I'm like,
What
you guys sure there's only one shark?
Yeah. Because as we learn later, there's a few more. There's 4 movies worth.
Right? Jaws, avenge me, Jaws.
There's Jaws 2, there's Jaws 3, there's Jaws 4, The Empire Strikes Back, there's Jaws 5.
Jaws, assemble.
Return of the Jaws. Then there's the prequel, The Phantom Jaws. Attack of the Jaws. Oh wait, Revenge of the Jaws basically exists.
You're just going to throw Jaws into it?
Rogue Jaws.
The Jaws awakens.
The Jaws Awakens.
Jaws story solo.
That's this movie, Solo, a Jaws story, just one shark.
Rogue Jaws.
Rogue Jaws. The last Jaws.
Jaws Endgame. That's where they collect 6 different Jaws teeth and go back in time.
Jaws Breaking Dawn Part 1.
Jaws and the Deathly Hollows.
50 Jaws freed. They escape an aquarium.
That's 3.
Fuck, man. That's Jaws.
Oh,
Yeah.
A masterpiece of film.
It's so good.
So good.
It's excellent. So, you ready for some extra trivia?
No.
Always.
Thank you for joining us.
Each shark cost approximately $250,000.
Holy
Damn, one of those
were there?
3. One that had its left side exposed, the other right side, and one was fully skinned.
And that's the one that fell at the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah, the fully skinned one.
Oh, did they even go back and find it?
Oh yeah, they
dug
went
it
and
out.
got it to finish the film.
Yeah. It sank deep though.
Dang.
Yeah.
They were in open water when they were filming, which was another thing they were advised against.
But even their open water, it was shallow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Around Martha's Vineyard, that's why they picked it.
Yeah, it was
So
like
that they could
20
actually,
deep, right?
Yeah, so they could actually keep the shark still, like, the platform could rest on the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah.
So Brody's dog in the movie is actually Spielberg's dog,
Yeah, that doesn't
the
surprise
little Cocker
me.
Spaniel.
His dog is in a few movies.
Yeah. So Mythbusters, like we mentioned,
Yeah.
they did an entire episode in 2003 dedicated to this.
Jesus Christ, has it been that long?
Yeah.
God.
Time flies.
And they did an episode that it was testing whether or not certain things from this film are plausible. It concluded that piano wire does not have enough tensile strength needed to be used as an adequate shark catching line.
Okay.
Okay. Scuba tanks will not explode when shot.
Damn.
A great white shark can ram a dive cage with enough force to damage or destroy it. A great white shark has enough power to punch a hole in the side of a wooden boat under the right circumstances, but an example of this happening has never been documented. A shark's maximum striking force is great enough to pull the barrels under, but the force a shark can generate in a continuous pull is insufficient to keep the barrels underwater for a significant amount of time.
Yeah, it would get dragged back up, basically. Yeah.
A shark cannot generate enough force to pull a boat backwards with great enough speed that waves break over the stern. And punching a shark in the nose, eyes, or gills will cause it to flee or at least back off briefly.
You're supposed to, I heard the new one now is you're supposed to straight up gouge him in the eyes. Like you're supposed to take your thumbs, gouge him in the eyes, and then
how would you feel?
And then when you vomit in the ocean, it's like, that's gross, and it leaves.
The shark is you?
Yeah, it's like, oh, gross.
So then the last piece of trivia is that Charlton Heston was considered for the role of Brody.
That makes sense.
Right? Goddamn dirty sharks. Damn you all to hell.
They blew it up.
Jeff Bridges, Timothy Bottoms, John Voight, and Jan Michael Vincent were considered for the role of Hooper.
Wow. I would have liked to have seen
Jeff Bridges?
I would have loved to see
that would have been
too.
fun.
This is oh God, I'm so tired. This is a great white. Yeah, it's a great white. Give me one of those Stellars all twice.
Hey man, it's a great white.
I told you I'm not the shark.
Was anyone else thought of for
Quinn?
Quint?
Didn't see that.
Really?
It probably wasn't. He was probably like their top choice.
Probably.
Because he's the big name, really.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there was so much trivia on the IMDb that I think I only got through half of it before I was just like, I've got enough.
Did you know that in the ocean there's sharks? 20 out of 20 people found this interesting.
So I don't think we need to do the Jaws scale because
Jaws 4.
we all know.
Yeah, this is a Jaws.
This is
Yes.
Jaws 3 because I really like Jaws 3.
Yeah.
Just wait till we do Jaws 2.
But Carly's back, right?
Yes.
What did Carly think?
She loves Jaws.
Yeah.
Yeah, she likes shark movies. So she really likes this. It did scare the shit out of her. She's actually very scared of the ocean.
Okay.
So, partially due to this and just partially because the ocean is scary as fuck if you think about it.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah. So she
Full of
loves this
shit.
movie.
It's like space.
Like those anglerfish.
Those things are cool.
Yeah, but they're creepy.
Yeah. They
Or
had one
jellyfish?
at the Monterey
Ever got
Bay
stung
Aquarium
by
for a
one?
while. I have.
Yeah, they
I got
suck.
I got barbed by a jellyfish.
Yeah.
It felt like a
That's
bee
an
sting.
S&M jellyfish.
It felt like a bee sting, and then it swelled up in a square. Yeah, it was very weird.
Damn. Okay.
Stingrays and-
That's what we thought about Jaws. But there's some people who had a completely different opinion. These is Give Me 5.
These,
Yeah.
give me five.
These are 5 and 10-star reviews, normally pulled from IMDb or Amazon. But since this is a good movie, I asked Tyler to find 1-star reviews.
This is I don't want your opinion.
This first one's written by Ertibishesh1 back in 2007, titled, "Please do not let your kids see this movie." Listen, no one should see any horror movies ever, ever, ever. Because when it comes down to it, they just breed or perpetuate fear inside us all. All. That being said, if you choose to subject yourself to such destructive media, or just have sense enough to protect the innocent, and do not let any child watch Jaws or other horror films. I speak from experience when I say these words. At the tender age of 10 years old, my dear mother allowed my sister and I to eat spaghetti. Of all foods on TV trays as we ignorantly watched Jaws, mesmerized by the suspense and gore, only to our demise as potential ocean lovers. I am 31 years old now, and I'm still working hard to rid myself of shark phobia, or whatever the psychological term is. Have some common sense, parents. 1 star.
That guy is.
I feel like that's fake.
I don't think so. That guy's 41 years, or he's like 43 years old now. Do you think he looks back at that? He's like, I'm so scared.
Jaws!
his kid,
Spaghetti!
his kids, he comes home, his kids are eating spaghetti. Like, Dad, we found this movie about a shark, and he's like, It's a Vietnam War
It's Jaws the
flashback.
Revenge.
It's Deep Blue Sea. Oh, okay.
It's Cruel Jaws. This next one's
That's
written.
why they're eating spaghetti.
Yeah.
It's Italian.
Hey, it's a Cruel Jaws. This next one's written by Dan Tastic back in 2006, titled, one word, awful. The second time I've watched this, I seriously had doubts in Steven Spielberg's skills as a director.
Alternate reality.
But Steven Spielberg, more Jewish.
Oh no!
But then again, it was made in 1975. This music was unbearably boring to sit through. Directors must realize that blood and gore in a film isn't what makes this type of film good. In 1975, my opinion will have been a lot different, but it's 2006 now, and it bores me to watch this film. The only part of this film that was at least mildly frightening was not frightening at all.
I don't know what he's talking about either.
It gave you a shock. Nothing more. People who love this film have the right to their opinions, but in my opinion, this is one of the worst of Spielberg. Go watch War of the Worlds or Close Encounters of the Third Kind. These are the true greatest Spielberg films.
That one,
Wow.
as soon as I saw War of the Worlds in it, I was like, yes.
And the last one, written by C3 Hansen in 2011, titled, Are You Kidding? Dreyfuss can't act his way out of a soggy paper sack. Spielberg started out cheesy and never lost his knack. One of the worst issues of celluloid and time one of the worst uses of celluloid and time ever. They said, I can't submit this review without 10 lines of text. There isn't 10 lines of text that is worthy of use on this flick. Don't waste your time unless you want to see a farce with a fake rubber fish with foam skin. Which one is it, buddy? No plot. Totally predictable. The only saving grace is Roy Scheider. He is totally wasted in this, but his 5 minutes on screen blunts the pain of the rest of the movie. What?
He's the main character.
I saw a short based on Jaws. It was a making of documentary.
All I watched were the parts with Richard Dreyfuss.
Yeah. So that's Jaws, folks. Yay.
Chomp.
Yeah, nom, 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 Jaws. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us for this special take on Jaws. Don't forget, we still have 4 more Jaws films to do.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It's all for Shark Week. It's all for our 2-year anniversary. So make sure you give us a little review on iTunes. Let us know how you thought about these new staff picks. And you know, we're not going to do them as often. We're not going to make it a monthly thing. But if there's something that you guys really want us to take on, we'll definitely consider it. So give us a review. Send us a comment. What movie do you want us to take on next? And we'll definitely consider it. Jaws 2 will be coming out next, followed by this week's normal episode of Jaws 3. And then next week will be Jaws Revenge. And then the final week in July will be the wrap up with the end all and be all,
Cruel Jaws.
Hell yeah.
I'm excited for that one.
So excited.
That's a good one.
So, we hope you enjoyed this. Please make sure you follow us on all social media at Bombs Away Show. You can get t-shirts. You can get tickets to the next live show if you're in Southern California. It'll be Roadhouse on July 27th. And that'll be here at the Frida Cinema in Santa Ana. You can get all the information that pertains to Bombs Away at Linktree. That's linktr.ee/bombsaway-show. linktr.ee/bombsaway-show. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Bombs Away Show. And we will see you this week again with Jaws 2.
The Jawsening.
Jawsome. I'm Jonathan.
I'm Tyler.
And I'm Peyton.
And we're going to need a bigger boat.
This has been a production of Big Bulb Entertainment, executive produced by Jonathan Young. For more media and information, visit us at www.bigbulbentertainment.com. Big Bulb, what's your bright idea?